this historic Trump rally. I'm going to break that down and, of course, take your calls on that. And today is Friday, which means open phones. We call it Open MAGA Mic Friday. And on Fridays, you can call in about any and everything on your mind, not just the topics that I bring up, but this is a big day today. Big day.
Around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, welcome to the program, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest-running radio show, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 47 years on the radio, the same year we're electing the 47th President, Donald Trump. And we got a lot to cover today. That rally in the Bronx was absolutely amazing. And I have seen almost every single Trump rally. I've seen pretty much every single Trump rally I've seen. Okay? And that probably is true for some of you out there, a lot of you. That rally in the Bronx was the most important Trump rally ever. It was not just historic because it was in New York, in the Bronx. I watched that rally, not just President Trump speaking. I was watching all day long on social media as regular people who were there were posting photographs and video. That Trump rally was the most important Trump rally ever. And in fact, it was a historical turning point in American history. And I know some of you may say, well, that's a little heavy-handed. No, it's not. Because you know what that rally was? I'm going to use a liberal phrase so they'll get what I'm saying. That Trump rally in the Bronx was a majority-minority rally. A majority-minority rally. Like I went to a majority-minority high school. It means I went to a black high school. Right? Mostly blacks, number 2 Hispanics, whites, we were the minority. That rally was almost all black and Hispanic people. There were very few white people there. And it's a historical turning point in this country because the party is over for the Democrats so far as their lock on the minority vote. And as the show goes on, I'm going to play some audio sound bites of people interviewed at the rally. 99.9% of them are non-white. I'm not going to tell you every time, this is a black person, this is a black guy, a Hispanic guy, black woman, because it'll be, just assume they're black or Hispanic unless I tell you they're white. It might be easier just to tell you when they're white. And this is an amazing thing because it's been very frustrating for conservatives like me over the years. The Democrat Party used to own black people. And the Great Society of Lyndon Johnson's was a way to extend slavery. The Democrats, even after the Republicans freed the slaves, were finding ways to keep blacks in bondage during Jim Crow and everything. That is a fact. And it's been very frustrating trying to communicate this to minorities over the years. And now, boom, they woke up en masse. We are really blessed that Donald Trump is going to have 2 non-consecutive terms. Because if he had 2 back-to-back terms, this transformation to have a majority-minority Trump rally like we had in the Bronx last night, it would not have happened. The American people really, I think, people are suffering in this country right now because we have a senile old coot who's corrupt. Not just financial corruption, he's also a sleaze, okay? And it's woken a lot of people up. Now, the news keep telling you, well, Trump lost the Bronx by, I don't know, what's the number? It's huge. It's like 80% or something last time. You know what they don't tell you? What the turnout was in the Bronx. AOC, who they're planning on being president one day. If you think I'm kidding, they're not. The Democrats they've been grooming her to be Presidente of de Estados Unidos. But if you go back to her elections, is this her third or fourth? I've lost track. When she first went to Congress, AOC said we only had 11 years to save the planet. We're at least halfway through that now. But if you go back and look at the turnout in AOC's races, how many people actually voted for her, it's a handful of people. In fact, she won by probably about 10% of the attendance of the rally. The campaign says there were 25,000 in a space that only holds 3,500. So AOC, who's surrounded by yes men and women and telling her how great she is and all this stuff, I don't know how aware she is, but if there is Democrats in places like the Bronx and many other blue areas, okay, not just New York City, but many blue areas around the country, Democrats have success because people feel that Democrats are going to win, why bother? And there was something different happening in the Bronx last night. So the first majority-minority rally that President Trump has had. And the Democrats, you see how well Trump is polling with blacks. His real polling numbers are much higher among minorities than the polls suggest. People that are conservative don't like to talk to pollsters. Conservatives get nervous. They don't trust that it's a pollster these days. They think they're getting called by the CIA or something, and I get it. I get it. But the historic turning point is the fact that it was a majority-minority Trump rally. And I'll tell you, the liberals are in shock right now. Anderson Cooper and the CNN correspondents, they looked physically ill on the air last night. Physically ill. Because they know the party's over. And this is a wonderful and beautiful thing. Before Trump came down the escalator, being a Republican meant you had to get used to being a loser. We were losing stuff all the time because we had cowardly Republicans. And I was watching the speakers before President Trump. A lot of them I never heard of before. But there was one woman, she went up there. Did you see this? She spoke a few people before Trump. Her son was murdered in New York City. She's black, her son's black. Well, he was black, he was murdered. And Bragg dropped the charges against the killers. She went up there, she held up a photograph of her murdered son. She's black, her son was black, and the killers were black. Bragg dropped the charges against the murderers. People are pissed. That's sick. As awful as the crime is, to give a license to kill to the killers of that woman's son that Bragg did is twisted. People are pissed. There was that one guy with the heavy accent. He used to be a state rep. He was on the city council in New York. You know what I'm talking about? The Puerto Rican guy. He's a Democrat his whole life. And when I was watching people throughout the day on social media, I lost track of how many people said, I've been a Democrat my whole life. I'm a Democrat now, but I'm voting for Trump. This has never happened before. This isn't like when Reagan had his campaign event. This isn't like Calvin Coolidge 100 years ago. This is something different, bigger, and much more important. And did you hear President Trump talking about all these local things that he did in the Bronx and elsewhere in New York? He was talking to the local crowd. It's his hometown. No counter-protest to speak of. Really. Did you see when the one lady, they had to get medical assistance? You know, when you go to a Trump rally, it's pretty physical. You're cramped in, and it's not unusual for people to have heat strokes and collapse. And of course, President Trump stopped the rally until she got medical attention. Doctors came in until she was okay. Remember what happened when Obama would give a speech and someone would have a heat stroke? He got excited. Oh, look over here. She collapsed because I'm here. And he would continue with the speech and he'd be laughing. He felt like he was like Tom Jones with that fake thing with the women throwing the panties and he wipes the sweat off. That's how Obama would get when people would collapse. He wasn't concerned about their health. He thought they were just overwhelmed by his very presence. It was sick. People can die from heat stroke. You ever have a heat stroke? I've had them a couple times. It is not fun. President Trump, he stopped it. Stopped the whole speech until the woman was fine. He's done that before. It's not the first time. But the first majority-minority Trump rally, that has scared the living daylights out of these people. Scared the living daylights out of these people. So we're going to take our first break. I do want to take your calls. I've got a lot of audio I'll play throughout the show today, both of President Trump and also people who were there on site. But it is Friday, which means it's open phones, okay? On Fridays, you can call in about any and everything on your mind. You're not limited to what we bring up, okay? Although I would like to think you've got a lot to say about this historic rally in the Bronx by President Trump yesterday. It's Open MAGA Mike Friday. And again, on Open MAGA Mike Friday, you can call in about any and everything on your mind. But I really want to hear your thoughts on this. The number's toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. My name is Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys agree with me? The first majority-minority rally is historic in nature? Absolutely. I couldn't even sleep last night. I was so excited. I have been up since 12:30. Yeah, I've been up since 12:30. I was so that rally had me so excited. It was incredible. Very exciting rally. Best rally ever. Ever, ever, ever. Very exciting rally. Pull up some audio. Oh, yeah. Very exciting, guys. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the greatest rally of Trump's, what number would you give last night's? I would give it a 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best rally, where would you put last night's? I'd give it a 10. Yeah. I mean, it was so historically significant. Where it was. Okay, hold on.
Listen, I always tell myself, I went to Wildwood and on May 11th.
All right, indeed. My name is Brian. If you're on hold, stand by. This rally last night just so historic in nature. You know, I got a message this morning from Mike Lindell's office. They sent me a message from Mike Lindell. They asked me to share with you guys, and what I'm supposed to do is turn this into a recorded commercial, but I didn't have time to do that this morning, so I'm just going to play. This is a message from Mike Lindell, and then I'll finish it up. Oh, I don't know what's going on, Mike. Nothing's playing. Nothing's playing. Well, I'll get it queued up and play it later in the show. Just go to MyPillow.com. Use our promo code Kane. I just played it a second ago, and it worked fine. I don't know what the problem is. Let me try it again. Uh-oh. That might be a problem. Do I have everything turned on? Because I got to play my sound bites. If you're on hold, stand by. Is everything on okay there? Everything good? Everything good to go? That's not good to go. Let's see if this works. Okay, that works, but the other thing doesn't work. Okay, I'll figure it out. Well, I'll give you the message to Mike Lindell later, all right? Just go to MyPillow.com, use our promo code Kane. There's a huge deal going on that he was sharing. Oh, well, it would have been nice. We'll get it going. All right, phones are very busy. Before I go to the phones, though, I want to play this. This is a black woman. I hate to say this is a black woman, black guy, Hispanic, but it's important. To hear so many non-white people praising a Republican it's a new thing, guys. It's a new thing. This is a woman, black woman, young, I would say under 30, and she was at the rally last night. Listen.
In New York, and this is I always tell myself, I went to Wildwood on May 11th, and I said, Bronx? Oh yeah, I'm going.
That's awesome. And what does it mean to you that he showed up in a blue state, New York?
I feel like he has guts. He's a New Yorker. I don't live too far from where he grew up. So I'm like, I have to go show up for Donald Trump. He's in New York, like he has the guts.
Wow. You know, by the way, why is it every time someone's talking in New York, there's sirens in the background? Is it that bad crime-wise and safety-wise that there's always sirens in the background? But I like what she said. What does it mean to you?
That's awesome. And what does it mean to you that he showed up in a blue state, New York?
I feel like he has guts.
See that? I feel like he's got guts. That's exactly right. And he does. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine, Brian.
Yes. Hey, Jeff, what's up?
Listen, I have like 5 points. And the first one is I've been flipping through CBS, ABC, NBC. Nobody is covering the Trump rally. That's very telling. 2 is there was zero protesters or outbursts or anything. The diversity of the crowd. And I like to mention that black Puerto Rican that says, I'm a black Puerto Rican Democrat.
Yeah.
I'm voting for President Trump. That was very powerful. And that crowd was so patriotic, loving, high energy. You can just feel momentum building day after day. Every day Trump does a rally. Mm-hmm. Everything's just going like a steam train down the tracks. I mean, there's nothing they can do to...
Jeff, I was so excited. I've been up since 12:30 last night, and I got up, and my wife, she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I can't sleep." I was so excited at what was going on, and I got up and took my phone out and started reading the news and everything that was being said about the rally. And you're right. The media, their tactic is going to be to try to ignore the rally as much as they can. That's not going to fly.
Going to be able to, Brian.
See, what they're going to tell themselves is, well, this is a 3-day holiday weekend. It'll be forgotten. It's not going to be forgotten. Not going to be forgotten.
No way. And the leading news on a lot of them was that Scheffler, that white guy that got caught drunk, the golfer, the pro golfer.
Yeah.
They didn't have the body cam on. You know, and that should be covered because Tiger did get treated differently, you know, and that is an important issue.
I don't think it's how did Tiger get treated? Better or worse?
Worse.
Well, yeah, didn't Tiger, like, crash his car, though? He was on, like, the prescription meds?
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forgot he crashed his car.
Yeah, that's a more serious thing, yeah.
But everything they're doing is to divert people from the...
See, I want you to slow down. I don't want to talk about the golf thing, but the new guy's white. So see how the media, they try to cause racial division? Tiger was stoned, and he could have killed other people. He probably survived because people that are high or drunk, they don't tense up during an accident like someone who's sober. So, but there's the media trying to cause a racial division.
I'm very surprised and wonder how the mainstream news media from now till November can not cover the Trump rallies, even though they might try to do it negatively or push it off like it's not so big deal. They can't. How can they not?
And they can't cover it up. There were over 120,000 watching just on Right Side Broadcasting when I checked.
I heard there was tens of thousands of people there.
The campaign says 25,000 in that area that was made for 3,500, but that doesn't include the people that couldn't get in.
Right, and you know, someone that Right Side Broadcasting panned out as far as you could see. There was just waves of people, and the best thing about it is they're all patriotic, loving. There was no negative, nothing. You know,
I must tell you, I did not see. I watched a lot of coverage. I was watching it all day online. Okay, I didn't see any counter protest. Did you?
None. And if you had a Democrat rally and could get people there, you would have chaos because they don't have anything to stand on. They have nothing.
I was watching. I was watching this one guy. He's a live streamer that live streams online in New York City all the time. And I was watching him yesterday. This is not an exaggeration. He walked by a porta potty. There were more people in line for the toilet than at the last Biden event. And that's not an exaggeration. Think about that.
Remember, Hillary Clinton couldn't fill a high school stadium.
That's right.
Gymnasium, I mean.
Yeah, and the significance that this was over 90% black and Hispanic is very important. Liberal town, black and Hispanic, over 90%. The Democrat Party, as we know it, is done.
I believe that. Where are they going to get their base from now? Because, and the border...
Venezuela.
Yeah, you talk about the illegals coming in New York. What was one of the biggest concerns, those blacks, Latinos, you know, the other than white people, was the illegals coming in and setting up shops selling food outside of their place, and they were going to have to close, and they weren't required to get the fees for the have the ability to sell food on the vendor license, putting people out of business, and these people are lining up saying this isn't right. They are doing everything they can to destroy themselves, and we're going to just sit back and watch them do it.
Absolutely.
Don't have anything to stand on. Have zero.
Absolutely. All right, Jeff. I got to run. I'll give you the last word.
See the Democrats come out there and put their number 1, 2, 3 thing they're doing for America. They can't do it. They're not doing anything.
That's right, except screw us over. That's about it. All right, take care. All right, one opening on the board where Jeff was at. If you're on hold, stand by. I want to play this going into the break, though. This is another black guy, young, 30 or under, at the rally. Listen.
struggling, people are getting desperate too. That brings the crime up. When you get poverty and you get a bunch of people that come here that get actually more benefits than the people that been here, then what?
This is real America. This right here, people are paying 30, 40% more. We were just going to buy Windex to clean the windshield. Everything is expensive. Everybody is hurting. People need to see that their leader cares about them, and Donald Trump does care about them, and that's why he's coming here.
Why do you want to see Donald Trump tomorrow?
Well, Donald Trump is the man. Everybody wants to see Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is the man.
That's right. Donald Trump's the man. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Going to buy Windex to clean the windshield.
Every rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. Now, here's
hello. I wanted to get on here and thank you for support. MyPillow.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Hello, I wanted to get on here.
95 north and south through Jupiter, Palm Beach, West Palm, and Lake Worth. Lake Worth Construction, 6th Avenue south from Grove Street to Constance.
Hello.
You can use 10th Avenue north as your alternate. This traffic update is sponsored by eBay Motors. eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need at the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit.
Oh, what an exciting rally. I mean, that was the most energizing rally. Was that an energizing rally?
That's traffic. I'm Dory Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach.
I mean, it just was. I've never seen anything like it. Never seen anything like it. It was just beautiful.
High-hand giveaways, mega bad beat jackpots, and big money tournaments. You can also play your favorite table games like...
There's one opening on the board. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome.
7 days a week. For more information,
Yeah, I've been up since 12:30 at night, and I got to drive to Jacksonville when I get off the air today. So, ugh.
That means by the time this commercial is over, 4 more families will have had their private space violated, their belongings stolen, their sense of security destroyed.
That's why hundreds of thousands of people have trusted the Sloman Shield home security system to keep their families safe. You can too. Just call 833-283-5050 right now, and you
Main MAGA.
free home security system plus your choice of a free indoor.
I mean, did you see that even the head of the Young Republicans of New York was there, young black guy.
Monitoring service for 5 years. With the Sloman Shield, you can arm and disarm your system remotely. View your home from any smartphone or tablet. Lock your doors. Control your voting. And turn your lights on and off to get your free security system plus.
The bar is for you to register.
Free indoor monitoring camera or programmable thermostat. Call 833-283-5050 now. That's 833-283-5050, and make sure the next home to be burglarized isn't yours.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian, I just want to give a shout out to My Coffee. This is very important. Anybody that has any kind of acid reflux, if you try the low acidic coffee of My Coffee, it is absolutely the best. I wasn't able to drink coffee for years, and I tried it, and now I can drink the coffee with no problem whatsoever. It's absolutely delicious. The flavor is like a tastier flavor than regular coffee. I'm telling you, I don't get stomach aches. I don't get anything. I'm so happy with it, and I think that you ought to mention it. I think it's important, especially for older people.
Mike Lindell says that his coffee, the My Coffee, which is 50% off with our promo code Kane, and check out KANE at MyPillow.com, is the best tasting coffee you've ever had.
Absolutely true. I have tried over the years other coffees, and nothing comes near his, and that really is the truth.
50% off with our promo code Kane, and check out KANE at MyPillow.com.
This message is sponsored by the Florida A&M University Medical Marijuana Education and Research Initiative, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Mary on Demand is live. Start your marijuana education journey today and learn.
Any of you guys follow me on Instagram? Brian Craig Show on Instagram. I put a picture of our kittens, our new kittens on Instagram. I couldn't believe. I go in and they're on the bed in our guest room, which is where we're keeping them. And they were, I mean, I've never seen. I couldn't believe how cute they looked, and I took a picture. It's on my Instagram.
Hormone replacement pellet therapy. Hormone replacement pellet therapy is all natural. What it does is restore your hormones to where they were when you were in your 20s. You'll feel younger, you'll have more energy, you'll get your sex drive back. And women, hormone replacement pellet therapy completely stops and reverses all the signs and symptoms of menopause. Mood swings, gone. Night sweats, gone. I've met listeners before and after hormone replacement pellet therapy with Dr. Matez, and when I first meet them, they're like Joe Biden, and no one wants to be like him. And then I meet them again after they began hormone replacement pellet therapy, and they have their energy back, just like Trump. They're standing up tall, and they feel years younger. Now, it's always a free consultation with Dr. Matez when you tell him you heard about him on the radio. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years on...
All righty, welcome back. Every line on the board is lit. Stand by. I will take the calls in the order in which they were received. Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA, very important and great organization, had, of course, correspondents on the street. This woman they interviewed is a white woman. She is a lifelong New York Democrat, and she's heading to the Trump rally, and they interviewed her. Listen to this. Lifelong New York Democrat on her way to the Trump rally in the Bronx.
You were telling me that you're not actually a Trump supporter, but you're here. Not at all. Why are you here today?
I'm here because when Trump was president, he was much better. I mean, the world wasn't on fire. The prices went up like crazy. The price of gas, everything. So he's the best. I shouldn't say the worst, but there's no choice. I am a Democrat.
You are a
I'm a
Democrat.
registered Democrat, but I would also occasionally vote for Republican. You know, I go according to, who is better.
Like Joe Biden as a Democrat, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think he's destroying the country with his policies. It's just things are getting worse and worse. The more we're having more. We can end up with World War III with Biden. I think that Trump is going to make America great again. I mean, I'm saying that, even though his personality, forget it. He says things that angers me, but his policies were much better. Much, much better. I mean, you can't even compare. So, someone...
Oh, I got to hit the... We got to keep our ears close to the speaker. There was a guy in the background who said the S word. If you're on hold, I got to wait for the delay to build back up. But just to talk about this lady, that's going to be true with all the sound bites today, okay? Because I did not have time to listen through all of them completely. But here you got a woman, a lifelong New York City Democrat, walking to the Trump rally in the Bronx. She's still a Democrat, but she's voting for Trump. She says we could be in World War III with this disaster, Joe Biden. Those are her words. That's absolutely amazing, isn't it? Oh, it's over. The Democrat Party is over. All right. Every line on the board is lit. Our number, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian?
Yes.
Hi, good morning. This is Danielle calling from Michigan.
Hey, Danielle.
First-time listener. Hi, second-time caller.
Oh, great.
So excited. I am still so thrilled about that rally that I watched last night.
I know.
I woke up this morning and I'm like, did this really just happen? I mean, let Trump be Trump. Let it rip. Let him go. And I mean, he's on fire.
Yeah. It's amazing. I was talking to Steve on the way in, and he said, well, what's your biggest takeaway from the rally? I said the biggest takeaway is it was like 98% black and Hispanic. There were hardly any white people there. And that means that the minority vote, and a very liberal area, the Democrats have lost the minority vote at levels that we don't even realize.
I totally agree. And the Dems are in full-fledged panic mode. And I hear, I'll mention this, Brian, I want your thoughts on this. I hear a lot of people say, well, don't worry, it's not going to be Joe. They're going to bring in Michelle. Don't worry.
That Michelle thing is an urban legend. Michelle Obama has never had a job in her life. She's not going to. This guy, Donald Trump, I've talked about this a lot, okay? This goes for any of the Democrats. Trump is unbeatable. The turnouts for him are insane. The Democrats have the real scientific polls that show how far ahead he really is, not what we're seeing. Anyone who runs against him is going to lose. And not to say credible Democrat is, it's hard to, but the top Democrats, like your idiot governor, Whitmer, Newsom, and these people, none of them want to run against Trump because they'll lose, okay? And when you have the nomination and lose, rarely do you come back. So the only third-party person they would get would be some third-rate bum. A mainstream person that thinks they have a political future isn't going to want the nomination to run against Trump. It's going to be Biden.
I agree. Trump was on fire. It was authentic. I'm still so thrilled, and I can't wait to see where he's going to be next, because I believe all weekend he's going to be somewhere different. And I am so excited. People are fed up, Brian.
You know what? One thing I learned last night in that rally. Did you watch where'd you watch the rally?
I watched it from my home.
No. I mean, what channel? I watched it on Right Side Broadcasting.
I was on Real America's Voice.
Real America's. Okay, so maybe you didn't see this, but you know what I learned from the rally? That Hasidic Jews love rap and could dance to it. There were this group of Hasidic Jews, and they had all the rappers going on all day, and these guys were grooving. I mean, they were like hip hop artists. I didn't know Hasidic Jews could groove that way to rap, but that rally, believe me, AOC got drunk last night. She was hitting the wine again. I bet she drank a whole bottle of wine by herself last night.
I agree. It was just awesome. I'm so excited right now. It's a beautiful Friday. It's going to be a great weekend, and he's on fire. And all I can say is, let Trump be Trump. Let it rip. And people are fed up in this country. People are hurting. And under Trump for 4 years, I am telling you, our lives were better. But this is my other point, real quick. We can't just think about the 4 years. Now what we need to do is we need to make sure he's going to pick a great mega VP that's going to carry it on after him.
Let me tell you, Byron Donalds last night did the Open, and he's a Florida congressman. He's originally from New York. He is good.
I like him too, but we need to look after Trump. We need to.
Don't. It will. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. Now, Byron Donalds, one opening on the board where Michigan was at. Byron Donalds, one of our Florida congressmen, he's very good. And when he was up there speaking, the Bronx rally-goers started chanting F Joe Biden really loud. They were saying the whole word, F Joe Biden. And Byron Donalds, he says, this is a family event. This is a children watching. We say, let's go Brandon. And then, of course, he started cheering, let's go Brandon. He was very good. Now, of course, they tell you that MAGA is white supremacist, right? We're white supremacists. I want to this is an interview of one of the white supremacists who was at the MAGA rally in the Bronx. Of course, he's black. Black is the new white supremacist. But this guy, he's a black guy. He's in the Bronx. And got to always keep our finger close to that. They got They use a lot of salty language in the Bronx, okay? But this is a black man in the Bronx at the Trump rally being interviewed yesterday.
I'm voting for Daddy.
For Daddy?
Not Biden.
Hear that? I'm voting for Daddy. Daddy is, of course, Trump.
I'm voting for Daddy.
For Daddy?
Not Biden. Joe Biden, stop taking shower with children. Stop smelling little girls' hair.
Oh, my.
Deal with your daughter, Ashley Biden.
Oh, my.
That's wrong. You got to be a good man like Daddy is. Big Daddy Trump, President Big Daddy Trump. I'm the only one with this.
Yeah, and this guy's got a Donald Trump New York City license plate.
I had this since 2016, and I love him, and I will vote all out for Daddy.
He's going to vote all out for Daddy Trump. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. You're on the air. Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name?
Me? Oh, man, I was so quiet. Hey, it's IB. Good morning, brother.
Hey.
I am gloating. You know, a couple of months ago, something happened with Trump, and you say, hey, you guys want to call in and gloat? I'm gloating. I tell you guys that that Jersey rally would have been blown away, not just in numbers, you see, because Big Ronnie, I think his name is, from West Palm, said it, yin and yang. I'd say variables. The Democrats never can account for variables without having this hush money bull crap court situation. It may not have lent a more closer look from the people living in the surrounding area there, knowing that it's lawfare, but it hit home so close. And then to have done the rally there, it wouldn't have happened if they would have had him.
You think AOC was hitting the wine last night after this rally? Oh my goodness!
That was my next point. Even this guy been in the country forever, man, and still can't speak English, but he sure made the point that they don't like OC. Get out of here. We want Trump. We run Trump. I told you guys last year when the Wall Street Journal had the Democrats at 53%. That was last year, September. In Trump's favor, I wanted to know the breakdown of the colored people, the brown and the black. They always want to help the color. Well, we're saying we don't need your help. Send Biden back to the basement. If you guys ever been to a Trump rally, this is the synergy that I was talking about, the vibe in the air, like walking into a concert or a basketball game. A Trump rally, that electricity is there, is what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. It's remade once again. I love it. And Brian, I think you misunderstood the guy on Tuesday who said Trump should walk off the. What he was saying, what I gathered, is that if they try to cover Biden's butt, cut him off, ask stupid questions like softball questions, and then cut him off, I think Trump should just lay down everything that he's done, what he's going to do, and do like a Barack Obama moment and drop the mic, and leaving Biden there looking like a fool when he farted at the ceremony speech over there and everybody can contain themselves. The whole world laughing at the president's party in his diapers. It's crazy, man, what we have here, and there's no way they're going to turn this around, and Trump already have everything in motion as to not let them cheat the way they...
Yeah.
It's going to happen, okay? It's going down. And just like I said last year, Daddy Trump, Papa Trump, Uncle Trump, that's good.
I like Daddy Trump. I might get a T-shirt, Daddy Trump. You like that? Yeah, Trump's my daddy. Oh, man. All right, appreciate the call, IB. Well, listen, if you're on hold, stand by. There is only one opening on our board. Of course, we are celebrating. What I say, this is the most important Trump rally ever because it's a turning point, a majority-minority rally. And I don't think this is a stretch, but this is the beginning of a blue state rally surge, tour that President Trump is going to do throughout the blue Democrat-controlled dumps of America. Call us on hold, stand by. There is one opening at 1-888-465-2631. Back after this.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Oh.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. I just want to say thank you for Dr. Appleton because I'm from Orlando. It took 3 hours to go down there. It took my 90-year-old mom. My mom walked straighter than she ever walked in her life. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being such a willing vessel to talk about Dr. Appleton.
That's amazing. So you heard me in Orlando talking about Dr. Appleton and drove to South Florida with your mother to see him.
Yeah, my mom is awesome now. Awesome. No more arthritis, no more pills, none of that. She's going back to New York. She's sitting on the train for 24 hours.
I wanted to get...
No pain. She gets off that train, and my sister, she walks like a young woman.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Call Dr. Appleton and say bye-bye to your pain, too. 954-973-0710.
Oh, beautiful rally.
954-973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious. Crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade.
Is AOC, you think, passed out sleeping on the wine? She must have really been panicked.
Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Yeah, the calls are great. Callers have all been spot on.
The Print Hero team is made up of expert designers and printers, each with their own unique superpowers. Help your company look great. Stand out with your unique.
Absolutely.
The Print Hero has is soar with.
I was on the cruise. I was talking to one of the singers from the Broadway shows they do there about throat and mouth health, because sometimes my mouth and throat, because I talk so much, right, doing the radio show, my podcast and stuff. And they told me lemon halls they use. So I loaded up on them. I got a huge bags of them. I'm going to have to suck on one during the top of the hour break.
Large HOA complexes and churches with great success, and every one of those customers are like family. We have installed all kinds of roofs, from asphalt shingles, clay, and
coming back shortly.
Tile, standing metal seam, slate tile, and flat roof systems. So come on and let our family take care of your family. Call me on my cell at 954-604-4602 or find us on the web at laportacontracting.com. The number again is 954-604-4602.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, welcome back. Callers on hold, stand by. Okay, I think I got the audio fixed on this end. This morning I got a audio message from Mike Lindell's office. They wanted me to share with you guys, and I tried to play it earlier, it didn't work, but I'll play it now. This is Mike Lindell.
Hello, I wanted to get on here and thank you for supporting MyPillow and my employee-owned company during these times of the cancellation that we've incurred and all the attacks. And what I want to tell you is a current one where a box store actually had an order in for our new percale sheet line that came in. They're the coolest, most amazing sheets ever. And you now can reap the benefit. They canceled their order. You guys get the benefit. They're on sale for wholesale prices. The Queen, $26.98 with your promo code, or $29.98 for the Kings with your promo code. So take advantage of this special, and once it's gone, it's gone. So very limited opportunity here at these prices. So thank you and God bless.
Okay, so those percale sheets, on my marital bed, I have the 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. But when the percale sheets came out, I wanted to try them out. So we ordered a set for our guest room, and I slept on them. They are spectacular. So there's a huge deal there at MyPillow.com with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, Kane. All right, back to the phones. I'm doing my best to take these in the order in which they were received, all right? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. You're on the air. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry about that. Marcus from Connecticut.
Hey, Marcus.
Brian. I was actually there at the Trump rally.
Oh, lucky you.
And what I saw there was extremely amazing. There was all sorts, blacks, Hispanics, of course. There was the Jews, the Hasidic Jews, and it was just so many people. I mean, I knew the turnout was going to be good because I lived in the Bronx, and the Bronx is very MAGA. I think it's just as MAGA as Staten Island. I was born and raised in New York City, but anyway, I mean, I just wanted to call in.
Well, tell us about. I mean, were you actually there inside the park where you could see and hear the president? Oh, how was it?
It was amazing. I saw Byron Donalds. There was.
Oh, he's great, isn't he?
Oh, he was amazing. I mean, he was throwing out the hats.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, it was. Byron Donalds was there, was Steve Miller was there, was Mrs. Bram was there, the one that had the son that was killed. She was,
you know, this was god awful. A woman, black woman, her son was murdered, and Bragg dropped the charges against her son's murderers. What the heck? How does he justify that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think the Democratic Party wants people to get killed and slaughtered. I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that whole situation was wild. But I was listening to you on Wednesday morning. I think it was Richie, the bus driver, was saying, it's going to be agitated. I knew that wasn't going to happen because the Bronx is, you have a lot of small little churches, okay? I lived in the Bronx like 10 years ago. I go back often. And there's a lot of little churches there. Dominican, Puerto Rican, even Mexican. So these churches, the Latino community is very pro-life.
Yeah, but I mean, listen. This is AOC's congressional district. So to say that it's historically MAGA here, maybe it's MAGA now, but it's been a Democrat stronghold forever.
What I'm saying is, it's within the last couple of years.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And the one that's running against AOC, Tina Forte, she was there. And I spoke to her and everything, and she didn't win last time because
a lot of Republicans in these. There's a lot of people that are Republican now that weren't a year ago, but a lot of Republicans in places like New York City don't vote because they figure why bother. And congressional races like AOC's races are won by 150, 200 votes regularly. And when you see a turn of the minority vote towards Republicans, the Democrats are in trouble. And I'm not exaggerating. There's no way AOC wasn't hitting the wine bottle last night. She had to really be upset by that. Scared.
She's going to wind up in, I don't know for sure, but like I said, I'm in the Bronx often. That's one of my old neighborhoods. What I hear is, people can't stand her. They say she's, never there. She's constantly getting heckled. But now, blacks and Hispanics in New York City, specifically the Bronx, is more into politics now than ever before. But
why is that? Why do you think that is? Why is that?
Because they see, technology, and then one of my friends he was there actually. He's a YouTuber also, and he gets it. He's out on the street because more Hispanics and blacks are getting out there talking, and I can, like, when I go to the New York Young Republican Club events, I want to say like a good 35% is black and Hispanic.
Listen, when I was young, I was involved in these things. When I would go to when I was young, and I would go to the Young Republicans. As you get older, certain ages aren't as old as they used to be. But when I used to go to the Young Republicans when I was younger, okay? And the head of the Young Republicans was always some dork that looked like Ben Shapiro, right? Khaki pants, penny loafers. It looked like he worked at Blockbuster, right? A blue polo, And now you got the head of the Young Republicans as a black guy. And that is, I don't think the transition to these things happens so gradually, people don't notice. But this rally in the Bronx was a miracle event.
Yeah,
you were. Let me tell you, you were at an event. You were at an event like the Martin Luther King "I Have a Dream" speech. That was one of the turning points for the minorities of this country at that rally last night.
People are completely awoken.
Well, what you've done, what you and other blacks and Hispanics at that rally in the Bronx did last night, whether you know it or not, you told blacks and Hispanics around America it's okay to be a Republican.
Oh yeah, I mean, even on, like in the street, like on the way to the subways or on their way to their homes or whatever, everybody was wearing MAGA hats and nobody said anything.
That's right.
Like just 5 years ago, forget about it. They saying all kind of craziness. But now, even like when I was on the subway, everybody was wearing MAGA hats coming from the rally, and certain people was looking like, oh wow, what is that? People who were still clueless, of course, but for the most part, it was.
And this thing about protesters, I have been to more Trump rallies and events than I can remember. And I've never been where there weren't some liberal jerks calling us MFers and MAGAs this and that. And I was watching everyone on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter throughout the day yesterday. I didn't see any of that crap.
You can't, because the whole narrative, it destroys the narrative, because it was all, for the most part, it was blacks and Latinos. What are you going to say? Then they basically, that was something that, I heard there was hecklers, but I couldn't see them because I was right in the front. So I was right where the guardrails are, or the gate.
How were the police with the rally goers?
Amazing. We all thank them for this, sir.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are MAGA too.
Yeah.
I actually grew up in Queens, right around the corner from the precinct where Jonathan Dillard died.
Mm.
And my mother still lives in that neighborhood in the Rockaways. So that's where I was born and raised.
Mm-hmm.
Corner from that 101 precinct. And I went there to give them the flowers because my mother still lives in that neighborhood. So she knows all the cops. And when I went there to give the cards and the flower to Stephanie Dillard, the wife of Jonathan Dillard, all the cops were, they know I'm MAGA. Of course, I still wear, I wear my MAGA hat in my old neighborhood. Just about all of my family is MAGA.
Well, we have 30 seconds left, so you got 30 seconds till the break. So that's okay. No, I'm glad you called. You were at the rally, and I want to thank you. So I'll let you have the last word.
Wife, I'm gonna send you. I'm on your social media. I'm gonna send you the pictures. You're gonna be amazed at all of the people that was there, because I was actually amazed, because you had. Like you had the Hasidics, and I think you mentioned the Hasidic Jews dance to the. Most Hasidic Jews was they.
Those guys can groove. Those Hasidic Jews, they got moves. All right, I got to run, but I appreciate the call. Thanks so much. If you're on hold, stand by. There's one opening on the board. My name is Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Our number 1-888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3.
Great calls today. Absolutely amazing calls today.
West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're ready for a great holiday weekend. We're going to see a daytime high today about 91 to 93 degrees. Plenty of sunshine remaining dry. And then extreme heat over the weekend. The upper 90s expected throughout. I'm WPBS 25 First Morning Meteorologist Sandra Shaw.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Crash free on the Turnpike in 95, north and south of Jupiter, Palm Beach, West Palm, and Lake Worth. Lake Worth Construction, 6th Avenue south from Grove Street to Congress Avenue. You can use 10th Avenue North as your alternate. This traffic update is sponsored by KFC.
All right, guys.
Taste of KFC deals are meals starting at just $4.99. Grab a hot, juicy rumble.
Oh, man.
And cream mashed potatoes with gravy. Only at KFC, it's finger looking good. Price of participation may vary. Tax, tip, and fees extra. It's traffic. I'm Dory Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Come out to the newly renovated poker room at PBKC. It's open daily for cash games, high hand giveaways, mega bad beat jackpots, and big money.
See if I played this one already.
I'm from New York.
Yeah.
And this is I owe it to myself. I went to Wildwood and I'm here to
to watch the Trump gathering rally here.
What do you think about it being here?
I think it's great.
Indeed knows unexpected growth can stretch your business thin.
Hey, can someone get that?
Like at Claire's Cafe. To satisfy
Welcome, everyone. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Every line on the board is now full.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a
Well, this is our top of the hour break. If you're new, I broadcast on a bunch of FM radio stations here in Florida, and the calls you're hearing are people, some are listening on the radio, some on YouTube, or some other online platform that I'm on.
Same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you.
This is the last commercial for the break, and we'll be back.
I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with...
All right, callers on hold, stand by. Hour number 2 has begun. I couldn't sleep last night. I was so excited about this rally. I got about 2.5 hours sleep. I've been up since about 12:30 at night. I was so excited about this rally. I couldn't sleep. And I got to drive to Jacksonville this morning when I get off the air with like 2 hours sleep. But well-rested sleep on my MyPillows and MyPillow mattress toppers. If you're on hold, stand by. We're talking about this historic rally last night, and I was telling you all in the first hour, this was a historic rally, not just because of where it was, but who went there. It was a majority-minority rally. This is the first Trump rally that was majority black and Hispanic. Whites were a minority. I've been playing sound bites, and all these sound bites, coincidentally, are black or Hispanics for the most part. If there's a white guy, I'll tell you. But this is another black man at the rally who was interviewed on the street. Listen to this.
I'm here to watch the Trump gathering rally here.
What do you think about it being here?
I think it's great. I think it's dope. Well, from my generation, from what I know, this is the first time president has actually came to the hood. I know presidents have came to the Bronx before, but we're talking about Woodlawn, Riverdale. He has came to Morrisania, South Bronx, the hood. So I respect that.
Yeah, that's right. The hood. That's right. That's right. All right. I am taking the calls to the best of my ability in the order in which they were received. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
Remember, what was it, several months back, there was a poll out there that said that Trump was going to get like 25% of the black vote and like 40% of the Hispanic vote, right? Mm-hmm. Now, granted, that's a large amount, but if looking at that rally and looking at the fact that, yeah, there was some Hasidic Jews, there were probably a few Italians there as well, but all in all, you're looking at black and Hispanic people.
Yeah.
A great number of in a 3,500 person arena. You're putting 25,00 there.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's crazy, and that's not even the ones that were lining the rows.
Now the media today will tell you they were paid. No one was paid. You hear the interviews with these people, very real. No one was paid to go there.
Yeah, you look at the fact that and you combine this to what happened, along with what happened with at that barrio a few weeks back. Mm-hmm. Where he showed up and they were lined up 8, 9, 10 deep at that barrio to see him. So yeah, this is a big, huge deal. And look, I mean, you go down to New Orleans and you go, which is an hour and a half from me. You go down to New Orleans and it's the same thing. It's a lot of Creoles, a lot of blacks, a lot of from the that type of stuff. It's a lot of, and I guarantee you he could go and do a rally down in New Orleans and the same thing's going to happen.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate the call, Mike. Oh, did any of you see George Santos there? Oh, George Santos was like a celebrity. He was doing interviews with the crowd. I saw people all afternoon taking selfies with him. People love George Santos. I take a selfie with him, absolutely. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Barbara. I'm from the Bronx, and I went to the rally last night.
Oh, lucky you. Tell me about it.
Yes, I went with my 21-year-old daughter. We got there at 3. We got online with a lot of nice people. And the Young Republicans Club volunteered, and they're very good-looking to help everybody out to get in through security. And we got in. It was like a music concert. And everyone was very happy to be there, and I was really impressed on how many young people were there, a lot of millennials, a lot of good-looking people, and of all ethnicities. I saw Vietnamese people, I saw Dominican people, all kinds, and it was just really exhilarating.
How close were you to the president?
Okay, if you saw a man with a white cowboy hat, I was right in front, but behind a lot of tall people. And I was straining to see on my tippy toes.
Yeah.
But I was very, very close.
Yeah, that's good.
To the left of where someone fainted, I was to the left of them.
Oh, okay. Did you see the person that fainted? Did you see them?
Well, I'm very short, so
Oh.
they cleared the area and they brought them out. And Andrew Giuliani, he got the most applause. He got more applause.
You know, Andrew Giuliani, I remember when he was like a little kid. I can't believe it looks to me like he's going to be working for Trump because I watched his speech. It was very good. And he's been in court every day with the president.
Yes, and about the protesters, there were no protesters. I got dropped off on an Uber. I live in the Bronx, but I live in the East Bronx, near Castle Hill Avenue, and I got dropped off by an Uber. I walked into the park with a bunch of teenagers, black teenagers that just got out of school. They were wearing their uniforms, and they got in the line. They were there, and I was very impressed to see teenagers that...
You know what I was wondering? Where did all these New Yorkers get MAGA hats? I didn't know there were MAGA hats in such numbers in New York.
They were selling, but most people already had their gear. And I ran into my daughter's high school teacher. He's and he bought all of his stuff online.
Wait a minute. Your daughter's New York, is that a New York City public school teacher?
New York City public.
A New York City public school teacher went to the Trump rally.
Yes,
that's insane.
He changed his shirt before he walked out of the park.
I bet. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't have a mask on. If the union steward sees him, he's done, tenure or not. He'll get in more trouble for going to that rally than if he molested a kid. You know, and then, I'm serious.
There was no agitators, and I believe probably because the colleges are already out. And I think the college professors were giving them college credits to go and protest.
Yeah.
There were protesters there, and I felt completely safe walking in and out. I went out of the park, and they were selling merchandise on the street, and the locals were yelling, "Trump, Trump, Trump." I went into a corner store, and I got some water for my daughter and myself. And then we walked to a McDonald's, and my husband picked us up from there. I've never felt in any danger the whole time I was there.
Wow, that's amazing.
Curtis Lewa was talking every morning, telling people not to go. And
what the hell's that about with Curtis Lee?
He didn't want me to go. And
why? Wait a minute. Why was Curtis Lewa telling people not to go?
Was telling everyone.
Why?
That there was going to be counter-protesters there, that they were going to bust them in.
I think Curtis Lewa was upset that he wasn't invited to speak on stage, probably.
Yes, maybe. And Donald Trump came up right on time. Trump didn't see anybody waiting. He came up right, and he talked so long, and he talked to the young people, and he was saying that, you have to go for your dreams. You have to put a lot of effort into whatever it is you want to do. And he talks, if your parents, tell you have to listen to your parents. If the career that you want to go into, it has to be a career where you're going to make money.
Yeah.
Passionate about whatever you do, but listen to your parents. And he was saying, let's not talk about politics for a minute.
I saw that. Yeah, he said he used to talk to young people and give motivational speeches about success. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it was good.
And she felt like he was talking to her. It's like he's like an uncle or your dad. He's so relatable, and it was just amazing.
Was that your first Trump rally?
Yes, my very first Trump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How long have you been a MAGA person?
Well, my husband is a registered Democrat. He works.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He works for the Postal, and he's the one that got me into Trump.
Oh, okay.
That got me listening to politics.
So your husband's a Democrat, but he's voting for Trump.
He's a big Trump person, and he says because of this job, he has to be very careful.
Yeah.
Because we live in the Bronx. We have 8 children, and
8 children.
We have 3 in the military, and
oh my goodness, 8 kids.
Yes, he works for the post office, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, and he got me into politics.
Oh, that's good. Well, listen, I appreciate the call, and thanks so much. I mean, we've take care, all right? Well, welcome to the show, too. We've heard from so many people today that actually were at the rally. It's amazing. Callers on hold, stand by. I am taking the calls in the order in which they were received, okay? I'm doing my best to do that. I know some of you have been on hold for a while. There's an opening on the board right now at 1-888-465-2631. We're talking about this incredible rally last night. My name's Brian. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE1. This is the Steve Kane Show.
What we're saying is that we absolutely must take our country back.
Movies, take pictures, order groceries. Heck, you can even make yourself look like a unicorn. And with the Sloman's Shield Home
Oh, yeah.
Security System, you can do something.
It was much more than 25,000.
Just call 833-283-5050, and you can get a free home security system. Plus your choice of a
What an amazing rally.
camera or programmable thermostat. When you subscribe to Sloman's low-cost monitoring,
You hear the energy in the callers that were there.
the award-winning Sloman Shield, you can use your smartphone or tablet to arm and disarm your system. View your home, lock your doors, control your thermostat, even turn your lights on and off. And switching to Sloman's is easy when you call 833-283-5050. Call today and your home security system will be smarter, better, and more affordable than ever. Get a free security system and home monitoring for less than $1 per day at 833-283-5050. Call today.
When it comes to dental work, there's no one better than Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. But don't just take my word for it. This is Richie the bus driver. He called in on the air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie, Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. I had a broken tooth. He fixed it. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper than anybody else. And he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever. So I want to get that out of the way.
Richie the bus driver. Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
Hey, grab your flip-flops and get ready for a summer in paradise on Margaritaville at Sea, where cruises to the Bahamas now start at just $75 a person. For a limited time, dance the night away at our high-energy poolside parties, then settle in for island-inspired cuisine night after night with your favorite +1. From fins up to sundown, a Bahamas getaway with Margaritaville at Sea is the perfect summer refresh. Book it today to lock in your savings on your next cruise together at margaritavillatSea.com.
Is this guy with the pillows on Fox? MyPillow guy. Mike Lindell. Where is Mike? He is the greatest.
Itchy Brain, thank you so much.
Great product. Great pillows.
I appreciate it. Super sticker there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Itchy brain.
As always, President Trump is right. The MyPillow is so good, even President Trump sleeps on one. Support Mike Lindell, President Trump, and the Steve Kane Show at the same time. Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout for a huge savings on MyPillow products. Promo code KANE,
Here we go.
K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world, FLA.
All right, welcome back. Only one opening on our very busy board of calls. You hear the excitement in the people that were at the rally? I mean, we've heard of at least 3 people, 3 people who were at the rally already this morning, and you hear how excited they are. Now, before we go back to our phones, I want to tell you guys about Dr. Appleton. He's my chiropractor. He wants to be your chiropractor, too, and if you're in pain, he'll take care of you with his laser wave pain treatment. That laser wave pain treatment works, guys. It actually repairs what is causing the pain. You know, he's rid me of pain 5 times. And, you know, my experience has simply been this. I was in pain. I went and now got the laser treatment by Dr. Appleton, and I'm no longer in pain. You know, the worst was my shoulder. I had my skateboard accident. I still kept the longboards. One day I'll get out there again, maybe. I don't know. But I had a really bad fall on my longboard skateboard, and I was on the air that day, and it was a difficult day for me to get through the show. My shoulder was in so much pain. The way I described it at the time, the front of my shoulder felt like someone had like a steak knife stuck into my muscle, and they were cutting the muscle. And the side felt like I'd just been punched by Mike Tyson back when he was 21 years old and was the champ. Okay? I mean, I was in that much pain. And I went from here to Dr. Appleton's office. I didn't call ahead because appointments are not necessary and walk-ins are welcome for everyone. And I told Dr. Appleton, I said, Doc, I'm going to need all your miracle working today. And I told him what happened. And I said, I think I need to go to the hospital. I think I've dislocated something. I think I've torn my muscle. And he gave me an examination. He did some things and moved, and it hurt. But he said if this or that were the issue, you'd be on the floor right now. You wouldn't have been able to handle the pain. He treated me with the laser wave pain treatment right there on the spot. As I was walking out of his office, I was in the lobby, the pain was already starting to go away. I went back for a follow-up treatment after I don't know if it was the next day or 2 days later, I can't recall now, but it was either the next day or 2 days later. And after that second treatment, the next day the pain was gone and it has not returned. And he can do the same for you. It works on so many different types of pain. Here's his number, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonChiro.com. All right, let me look at the phones here. Oh, boy, this person's been on hold for a long time. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Dave in Virginia.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, I was listening to the French broadcaster there, and she was interviewing Lou Valentino, and she asked him what makes Trump so prejudiced, and he said, you show me what Donald Trump said.
Prejudice?
Thank you.
That's what the French said?
She asked him. And he said, you show me where Donald Trump said something that makes you think that he's prejudiced.
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah. And I would give her you know what I would ask her? I'd say, why did the French turn their Jews over to the Nazis? Why'd you guys do that in 1940? Why? That's what I'd ask.
He just said to her, but, well, you see, she's liberal, and
yeah,
Trump wants everyone to be successful.
Meanwhile, their president is a victim of a sexual predator, right? The president of France's wife was his teacher and molested him. So I mean, they've got a president over there. And why are you? I got another question for the French reporter. Why is France allowing a pedo like Roman Polanski to live out his life and make movies over there? In our country, we put pedos in prison.
Yeah.
I got a lot of questions for the French press if they want to talk to me.
Yep. Well, talking to you.
All right, take care. Appreciate that. All right, let's see. Let me go here. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. This is New York. How are you?
Hey, New York. What's up?
Good. I wanted to tell you my experience from the Trump rally.
Oh, you went to the rally?
Of course.
Oh, awesome.
So, I left the house at exactly 9 o'clock when you were coming off the air. I got there around 10:15-ish. While I was on the train, there was so many people going to the rally. I got into a subway car full of Chinese people. Neither one of them spoke a word of English. So while I was there, I punched up Donald Trump's picture on my phone, and I said, "Are you going to see Trump?" And they were like, "Yeah, we're going to see Trump." So we got off the train. I got online really early. It was raining, and maybe around 100 people ahead of me. So it started to getting a little crowded, and I got 3 gifts from the rally yesterday. Let me tell you about them.
Mm-hmm.
First gift was I got they were handing out VIP armbands. So the guy was talking to someone, and the guy came around, and he just held my hand and put a band on. So I said, "What is this for?" He said, "It's for the VIP area."
Oh, wow. Lucky you.
Yeah, so usually when I would go to a rally, they don't hand out.
Okay, so you were in the VIP area. How close were you to the president?
I was directly in front of him. Maybe 3 or 4 feet, because
Really?
The crowd was really close. I've never been so close to President Trump in my life, and I've been to so many.
Were you close enough where you could actually hear his voice for real, not through the speakers?
I was close enough that if he spit, he was.
Oh, that is awesome. That's awesome.
Very, very close. So we were there, and Byron Donalds was handing out hats.
I saw that.
He handed me a hat.
I wish I had your number before you tell that, because I was watching on Right Side, and there was somebody in the front who was holding up a Trump mugshot poster, and they were blocking. Oh my God, that was you?
Oh, that was the guy right next.
Oh my gosh, I tweeted that and tagged Right Side, and I said I wish I knew somebody I could send over and tell that he was blocking Byron Donalds' face on TV. And I'm like, President Trump's going to come out. I'm not going to be able to see him. Oh, my gosh.
Right behind me, but...
Now, he stopped doing that. Did somebody tell him to stop doing that? Do you know?
They were telling us not to hold up the...
Oh, see? There you go. Maybe Right Side's got my message. Thank the Lord, because I was really... I said to my wife, I said, that guy is going to be covering up history.
No, they told us because of the way the rally was. Yeah,
it was low to the ground.
We were all on the same level. President Trump, everything. It wasn't like you were.
So go back to your story, because Byron Donalds, I saw he was handing out MAGA hats. How close were you to Byron Donalds?
Right there. So I kept yelling to him, "Florida, Florida, Florida." And he gave me a hat.
You've got a hat that was touched by Byron Donalds, a "Make America Great Again" hat?
Yeah, but it became disappointing at the end.
Uh-oh.
So he gave me the hat, and I didn't want to put it on. I immediately put it in my bag, right? Because I'm like, it was an authentic Trump hat.
Absolutely.
And yes, and I put it in my bag right away. So long story short, at the end of the rally, President Trump started signing hats. So I pulled my hat out of my bag, and you couldn't throw him anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because service would come around and take the hat from you and give it to President Trump.
Yeah.
Right? So he took my hat from me, gave it to President. He took my hat and about 2 other people's hats. and he gave President Trump the hat to sign. But President Trump didn't give it back to the Secret Service. He would throw it out.
Oh, my gosh. He threw your hat. He signed it and threw it out. Oh, my goodness. Oh, what happened?
So I said to the Secret Service, don't let him throw my hat out. I want my hat back. Yelling at the top of my voice. So anyway, it didn't happen. President Trump threw the hat out. He was just throwing it out to the crowd, and I caught a hat.
You caught it?
I caught...
Get out of town.
A hat.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't get back the authentic hat. I got one of those street hats that they were selling.
But it's signed by Trump?
But it's signed. It was dirty, and, it was rainy, it was muddy a little bit.
That's okay.
I got back.
That hat is a heirloom for your family that you should cherish.
But listen, it didn't end yet. That was my second gift. Well, actually my third, because I got the armband, Byron Donald hat, and I got the signed hat from President.
Yes.
Listen to this. So President Trump finished signing everything, right? And if you look in the video, he held up the pen he was signing with. And he's, teasing the audience. Who wants the pen? Who wants the pen?
I saw that.
He looked at me, dead in the eye. And everybody's hand is going out, and people's hand are over your neck, and, everyone's stretching out for the pen. And he said, you, pointing to me. And he said, you want it? I said, yes. And he said, I'm going to throw it to you, right here, you. And everybody's hand went down. Stretched out, and President Trump threw me the pen.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this. I saw your hand, okay, because I was watching this. Is it a Sharpie marker?
Yes.
I saw it. Yes, I saw it. And let me tell. I want to tell you this. This is important, okay? If you go on Donald Trump's YouTube channel, he had the rally. He had a good camera angle on his own YouTube channel. You can see your hand getting the pen. Go to that video, do this today, go to that video and get a screenshot of you even though it's your hand, get a screenshot, get that picture printed, and put that picture in a box with the pen with a note and the date and the story, because your kids and grandkids will not know. That somebody will throw that Sharpie away. You want to put it in a safe place, but if you go to Donald Trump's YouTube channel, watch the speech on his YouTube channel. At the end, you'll see your hand. I'm sure it's in other places. I saw that, and I told my wife, I said, damn, I'd love to have that Sharpie marker,
Sharpie marker. Quickly throw it in my...
Well, I'm trying to help your family. If you get that screenshot and you get that picture printed, you will be authenticating that Sharpie was used by the president, and that's what makes it valuable and a family heirloom. That's a very rare thing you have.
I wish I had the hat, though.
Oh, well.
But it was an amazing, amazing rally. It was amazing. I still have a headache from the rally because I was right by the speaker, and it was blaring, but my adrenaline is still...
Well, let me tell you, you were a part of a historic event. As I've been telling you guys, this was the first majority-minority Trump rally, okay? In fact, this may be the first majority-minority Republican presidential campaign event in history. Very well may be. And you have an autographed hat. Does the hat say "Make America Great" on it?
Yes.
Perfect. But so what? You've got, let me tell you something. You've got the hat, it's signed, and you've got the pen that he signed it with, and you can get a photograph to document it. What you have is worth thousands of dollars. And also, you were at an event, like, as I told a caller earlier, as if you were in the front row at Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech in the National Mall. That was a very historical event. You had a special moment, and you've got forget about the smudge. You've got a very valuable heirloom there. Very valuable. Please get the picture. I told you how to do it and document it. And put it and put it all in a box and write a note explaining everything. And you don't want that, you don't want that Sharpie to get mixed in with others.
I also have 2 of his books, the photograph books that he...
Oh, yes.
I have 2 of those. I purchased 2 of those. And
that's great.
Yesterday, if I was going to wear MAGA gear on the subway, the reason why I didn't do it is because I purchased a hat from his website.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to get it, but I should have brought that hat.
Yeah.
Had it signed, but it wasn't amazing.
What you have is better. You've got a hat signed by President Trump, and you've got the pen that he signed it with. That's amazing. I'm jealous. All right, I got to run. Thank you for the call. Oh, my goodness. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're going to really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
That's amazing. She's very lucky. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, yeah, I saw that at the end because I was like, man, I'd love to have that pen. Exactly. Those are artifacts. Those aren't just heirlooms. Those are artifacts. That pen and that hat that she's talking about could be on display in the Trump Presidential Museum one day. It's that big of a deal. It's like my MAGA hat I have in the safe deposit boxes. I don't want the sun to fade the signature. Oh. Hey, Mike. One of the callers on hold is Ian, our travel agent. Can you go through the calls and just see which line he's on? Tell him to hold on, but I'm not going to take him till later. Yeah, just to give me the number, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. My throat's a little sore. I forgot I had the mic on with the... My apologies. I won't let that happen again. My throat's sore from talking so much. And I got the holes. My apologies. Forgive me. Any of you ever watched The Real World? Remember The Real World on MTV? And they used to say, watch what happens when they forget the cameras are on. That's what happens to me sometimes here. Yes. That's exactly right, Brandon. Yeah, hear me, because if you watch, like when I make vlogs and everything, you don't see me eat. I don't eat on camera. So every once in a while, I forgot. Yeah, these, what I have today. Oh, the judge must be crapping his pants.
Are you living your best life? Are you living the way you know you should be? This this is John, CFO at Lighthouse Medical Center. Our hormone optimization therapy programs have helped so many people get back to feeling the way they did in their 20s. They're full of energy after a long day, reduced their risk of heart disease, sexual vigor and excitement are great, sleeping the way they should without disturbance.
Did anybody else see her get the pen? I did see it.
Hormone optimization therapy is
Anybody else see it?
easy and effective from day one. Office visits are usually
Really?
less than
Go
5
on.
times per year, and the cost is only $150 per month for most patients. Let our medical team get you optimized and living your best life. Our family medical practice has been serving South Florida for over 71 years. Let us show you what personalized medical care and being treated like family feels like. Call us at 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642. Or visit us at lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Oh, yeah, so a lot of people, a lot of people saw it.
Brian Craig here. When it comes time to get my blood work done, I don't have time to spend hours in the doctor's office or waiting hours in one of those big labs. That's why I do any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs for all of my lab work. Their techs are highly skilled and professional, and their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest on lab work you'll find anywhere. Appointments aren't necessary. Doctor's orders and prescriptions, they're not needed either. I'm in and out in 15 minutes or less. I get the results the next day in my email box, and they also send it to my doctor. There's lots of any lab test nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalwood Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, between Palmetto Park Road and Hillsborough Boulevard on the east side of State Road 7, 441. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall.
3?
Call any lab test now of Boca at 561-237-5009. Any lab test now of Coral Springs number is...
No, they're not. I don't think they're back in court until the jury gets the next week. I don't know. Maybe they are in.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Celebrate 47 years.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. We're talking about the historic Trump rally. You know, we're big in New York City. How many people have we heard from on the air today already who were at the rally in the Bronx? You know, New York City is the #1 radio market in the world, or in America at least, but I'm sure the world. That's where everybody wants to be, and we're in New York City, baby. This is awesome. And you know what I like about the New York callers the most? They're supposedly in the #1 market in America, and they're listening to me. He's on one. Okay. He's listening to me, not all these big shots in New York City. All right, let's go back to our phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. This is Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca.
How are you?
All right, what's up?
Has Richie called? Because he was so negative yesterday. Has he called it yet?
No, but, you know, the phones are busy. Maybe he couldn't get through.
Well, what I find it remarkable is what we didn't see, what didn't happen. You know, you have all these people that have a big amount of crime and poverty and drug use and there's gangs, and we didn't see anything. But you know what else? Trump didn't call them victims. Trump didn't pander to them and use accents and, like, you know, fake accents to make them feel like, you know, he's somebody who he wasn't. He remained himself. He was authentic, and he called out for solutions, and that were practical. And I was blown away. It was amazing, and the fact that there were so many people there. Have you seen any of the aerials of
Yeah, it was amazing.
Amazing. It was like the inauguration.
You know, let me tell you. You know, I've been making a big deal about this being the majority minority rally, and it is. It was over 90% minority. Very few white people there, mostly black and Hispanic, and that's a big deal. You're in the most liberal blue city of politics and news, New York City. You've got a Republican event, a Republican presidential candidate, a Republican rally, and it's majority minority. The Democrat Party is done. They're done.
Well, I'm so glad that lady that called before me, she was amazing. It gave you a flavor of what, you know, who was there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I looked at it, it didn't seem like there were a lot of white people there. But, you know, Hispanics are also light-skinned.
Mm-hmm.
But it was historical, and she has a good story for her family, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know.
And how exciting. I want to know what Richie's going to say because he was so freaking negative. I can't wait to hear what he has.
All right, appreciate the call. All right, thanks so much. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Steve from Chicago.
Hey, Steve.
Hi, I just want to say Trump's got to hit every minority city in America, and he's got to go to Yankee Stadium, every stadium in every minority city, and you got a great shirt there. You got a great shirt there, Brian.
Oh, you're watching on YouTube. Yeah, my Hawaiian shirt. Yes.
Well, you got nice shirts. You always have nice shirts.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
I just had to tell you that because there was always one guy that said, oh, you got such lousy shirts, and you felt bad. And I've always tried to tell you, you always got great shirts.
Well, thank you. Listen, it's Florida. You know, it's like 100 degrees every day. What am I supposed to wear, a suit and tie?
Yeah, exactly. And, man, really, I know Trump listens to your station, and I just wanted to get a message out. Hit every minority, city in America. Compton. He's got to hit L.A. like Boys in the Hood area. He's got to hit all of them, and I want to see him get 50% of the.
See, this is the thing. When it comes to the minority vote in a lot of these congressional districts, or even in the national election, I've heard people say for years that are in the know. I'm talking about before the era of Trump, okay, like in the 90s and things like this, that if we could, when I say we, the Republicans, if the Republicans could get 5, 6, 7% of the black vote, the Democrats are done. And I think we're there. I think we're beyond that right now. I mean, this is insane.
Yeah, and Yankee Stadium ain't far from where Raleigh was last night. I would love to see him fill up.
See, you know what it is? A lot of these. By the way, thank you for the call. A lot of these blue cities, they feel abandoned, right? And with Trump, they feel like Trump is there to rescue them. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our last break of the second hour and be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane.
All right, and it's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Attorney Barry Siegel, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today, Brian?
Great. What do you have for us this morning?
Well, here we are on the verge of the Memorial Day weekend, and I know a lot of people are out there traveling and are about to travel, and so of course wish everyone a fun and safe Memorial Day weekend. But the thing is, it goes to that whole thing about how much time we spend when it comes to planning our travel. But even if you think about it, the amount of time we spend doing the travel, think about the time that, when you get to the airport and you get there early and you're just killing time when you're there, whether you're in the airport lounge or walking around the stores or just sitting there at the gate, all that time you're spending, the time you might be spending sitting on the plane because it's delayed, all of these things. And my point is, when it comes to getting your estate planning, how much time does that really take? All in, you might be in for 3 hours or less of time, but what you're accomplishing is just so important because it's really about protecting yourself, protecting your loved ones, making sure you don't leave a mess behind, having the right people in place to make decisions, making sure your assets go to the right people and not the wrong people. All of these things are just so important. It's also going to save your estate a lot of money by avoiding probate, save your family a lot of aggravation and time by setting things up properly and avoiding probate and potentially guardianship. And all of that in the time that you spend walking around the airport shop looking at magazines and buying water and that.
Exactly. And if you've already done your estate planning through another lawyer or something in the past, the Siegel Law Group will review that at no charge for you, okay? Make sure everything is okay. You can, of course, give them a call. And remember, when you call the Siegel Law Group, if you mention you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the program, it is a no-charge consultation, okay? The number's toll-free, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. And online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we will talk next week. All right. You too. We'll be right back.
Social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on.
All righty, we are back, and our number is 1-888-465-2631. We're talking about the historic Trump rally in the Bronx last night. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Show you what?
Oh, an interesting conversation's going on. Yes.
This is Ronnie Dick. And
hey,
with your board up, you have a great board up.
Well, thank you, Mike.
Treat him really good. He is great. You know?
Yes.
But you know what? I just want to stress this one point because I saw everything yesterday and it was beautiful. But it's one thing that no one touched on that I noticed Trump did something very profound and very righteous. Did they notice how he took the time out to care for the individual that was having an issue out there?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Stop everything.
Yeah,
that shows love and caring.
Yeah, and I want to highlight that. I want to highlight that because when Obama was running for president the first time, and when he was president, this would occasionally happen. You know, Obama would come out 2 hours late to speeches, and occasionally someone would have a heat stroke. And Obama thought it was funny. He would laugh and say, "Ha ha! They're so excited to see me. They've collapsed. They're having a heat stroke, right?" You know, and he wouldn't stop or anything. He would laugh, enjoy it, and keep on going. And President Trump stops everything and everyone until the doctors come in and take care of the person.
That's what I'm saying. So you've got to know that if they don't know that this is the right man for them, then they will never know. They will never know.
You know, I've been making a big deal about the fact that this was the first majority-minority Trump rally, but it's also the first majority-minority Republican presidential event. Unless they're speaking, unless the president's speaking at the Urban League or something, or the NAACP, but this is a political rally, and in a liberal place. The Democrats have lost the blacks and Hispanics. They're done.
And now that's the real wake-up. See, they were asleep before, but here is the real wake-up. And that's what is needed. That's why I said I agreed with you yesterday, because I'm like, wait a minute. No, he has to go in the heart to show the people that he cares. He can stand out on the outside and tell anybody something, but it's the action that you work.
You know what I wonder? I wonder if that corrupt judge in New York and the jury members saw that rally.
I'm quite sure they did.
Oh, boy.
I'm quite sure they did.
What is that? Is that a hairdryer? What is that in the background?
I'm walking around.
What is that noise? Oh, okay. A turbine. Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate the call. Thanks so much. Now, I want to play... this is great. This is some interviews with people that are at the rally. Listen.
The Bronx, actually.
I'm originally from the Bronx and from New York.
I'm from the Bronx.
Right here in the Bronx, New York. This is home, right here.
AOC says if you're not a Democrat, you don't belong here in the Bronx.
Right.
What do you say?
I disagree with that.
I don't think she should be here in the Bronx. I actually don't know any Democrats living in the Bronx.
Look, AOC, look at the tremendous support for Mr. Donald J. Trump. You need to tell her that she needs to stay out the Bronx, because look at all the people around. Everybody's here for Trump. I am a Democrat, and I belong here.
And who are you voting for?
Donald J. Trump.
What has AOC done for the Bronx?
She's done nothing for the Bronx. Nothing. Nothing's changed. Nothing's gotten any better.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Let her come to the Bronx and let her come among us people that struggle. She doesn't even know what struggle is.
Okay, now all those people that were interviewed, everyone was black except there was one white girl and a Hispanic woman. Everybody else in that little segment was black. And you notice they asked them where they were from first, all from the Bronx or somewhere else in New York City. You know, the media, I wonder if those ladies on The View are even going to talk about this today. The media, what they're going to tell you is people were paid to go there. The reason they say that is because that's what Democrats do. They pay and bus people in. But that was the most organic rally that you could possibly have. And that was Fox News that had that little montage I played. And that was a good job they did there, asking them where they were from. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie from the Bronx.
Hey, Richie.
And the lady wanted to hear. Listen, I am so excited with what happened. I'm shocked. There's hope. There's human hope. Because let me tell you, the lady, I don't know if she realizes it, and that is a war zone there. But the people have had enough, and they're decent people. And that speech that the president gave yesterday was the most inspirational speech I've ever seen in my life. This man has such charisma. He's like the fireside chat talking to people. I feel like I know him personally, and I'm sure everyone feels the same way. This guy is such an inspiration. He gave a message to these people of hope. I mean, and he's speaking about his father's work ethic. That told me a lot, man. That told me this is where he gets it from, and there's nothing better than...
You know, my wife saw a guy interviewed who went to the same school as Trump a few years later. And President Trump's dad, Fred, was on the board of the school. And the kids, he said his father died, and his family couldn't afford to pay the tuition. He got a knock on his door. It was Fred Trump. And he says, don't worry, I'm going to personally pay the rest of your tuition for the rest of the time you go to school here. I mean, President Trump had great parents. I don't know if you all have noticed this. In his speeches over the last few months, he's talked about his parents a lot. He's really missing his parents. He talks about them a lot lately.
I got to say something, you know. I hope they don't. You say what's the left going to say? Do you know about? He mentioned Levitt in his speech.
Yep.
Was the big real estate?
Yeah, Levittown guy. I never knew how that story ended. It was tragic. The Levittown guy.
Yeah, but do you know that they were the last integrated area in the whole city of New York? They wouldn't let blacks in.
Oh.
I mean, and I'm sure that you're going to hear this.
Oh, yeah. Please.
It's integrated, but when they first built it, you couldn't get it if you were a minority. Mm-hmm. That's a fact. In New York City, I don't know about the other.
Well, I don't know how that's Trump's fault. Trump didn't build Levittown.
When he brought up Levitt, that he was broke, and I said, "Oh my God!" I don't even know if that was Levitt's fault. I mean, they just wouldn't put minority people in at that point. But this speech that he gave, I'm telling you, Brian, I can't. I've seen a lot of his speeches. You have also. A lot of them are repetitious. This was different. So different. This was a message to people. It wasn't even so much a vote for me message. It was a message.
And I've lost track of how many New Yorkers who were at the rally in the Bronx on the phones this morning, and you hear the excitement in all of their voices. I mean, that rally. You know, one of the callers I talked to, a black guy that was at the rally, I said, what you've done is let minorities around the country know that it's okay to be Republican and support Trump.
Do you know who Benny Hinn is?
I went to one of his things at the Panther Arena once, one of his faith healing things. I wanted to see it. Yeah.
People came from the Bahamas, from all over the United States. They were flying in from California, and to get a message. I believe somebody called and said take Yankee Stadium if they were renting Yankee Stadium. I think that he would get people coming from all over the world to see him. Mm-hmm. The city is right now.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right, Richie, I gotta run, but thanks for the call. Richie's in a good mood today. Okay, he's excited. If you're on hold, stand by. Our number 1-888-465-2631. Now, a couple weeks back, we came back from our exciting cruise to the ABC Islands, and that cruise sold out months before it set sail, which is very unusual. We had to turn people away. And we booked people actually on our next cruise, which is coming up in March. And on the line, we have Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot, who, of course, is the travel agent who organizes and plans all of our cruises. And our 6th cruise is coming up in March on the newest ship of Celebrity Cruise Lines. It's the Celebrity Ascent. Ian, good morning.
Good morning, Brian.
Oh, man. So, yeah, we had to turn people away because the last cruise sold out so quick. And we usually don't talk about the next cruise so soon, but we're doing it this year because we don't want people to get shut out.
I mean, entire categories are closed already.
Yeah, exactly. So let's this cruise, because we talk about so many different things when we're planning these, I lose track. So we leave at the end of March. This is a 7-day cruise on the newest celebrity ship, the flagship of Celebrity Cruise Lines, the Celebrity Ascent. I forgot where we're going. Where are we going?
We're going to Puerto Plata, which is a new port for us, St. Martin and St. Thomas, and we've got a group shore excursion planned in each of them.
Yeah, and I don't know, are you able to talk about them? Because I know one of them's, they're pretty exciting.
Well, the one in Puerto Plata is going to be another private tour on a catamaran. We're going to go to 2 snorkeling spots. One of them has been one of the top-rated snorkeling spots in the Caribbean. Open bar, snacks, and the ship is ours.
Oh, that's awesome.
Private.
Yeah. Everything we do in our groups is completely privatized. Our group is a private group. Our events are private. Our shore excursions are private to our group. We don't have people that are not with our group on them. And if you've never been on one of our cruises, you want to go. I mean, we have a great MAGA family. We spend a lot of time together, do a lot of things. And each, I call it our cruise family, and each year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And people come from all over America on these cruises, and you certainly are invited as well. But we did fill up. This ship is already filling up. People that didn't make the last one because it was filled up, we started booking them on this one before we left on the last cruise. So, Ian, can you give people your number? Call Ian. You put down a small deposit. You're locked in to go with us. Ian, what's your number?
561-244-5779.
All right, give it out again because I don't have it in front of me. And if I do it off the top of my head, I might give out your cell number.
561-244-5779. We're planning all new, exciting activities.
That's right. Listen, we're up against the break, but call Ian and join us. We leave in March. It's our 6th MAGA cruise. All right, Ian, take care. We'll be back right after this.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and Hurry Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show.
All right, this is our top of the hour break. If you're new to the program, make sure you subscribe, guys. This is where MAGA comes to talk. My name's Brian, and I live stream every day. And do take live calls when I'm live streaming.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check, brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Now, guys, I just pinned a link there to the top of the chat. That's a book that was written by one of our YouTube watchers. It is free on Kindle Unlimited. So if you could click that link, check that book out, order it. If you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free. But if you don't have Kindle Unlimited, you can buy the book, and it's pretty cheap. And you'll be supporting one of our YouTube watchers here, which I would appreciate. They asked me to promote it for them, which I'm doing. So just click that link. It'll take you right there. Yep, free on Kindle Unlimited. Oh man, it's just exciting. This is just this show's exciting. The calls have been spectacular today. Just that rally is the most important Trump rally. It really is. I think New York has woken up. I've got so many audio sound bites I wanted to play. I'll be live, I am going to today Jacksonville and Georgia over the weekend. It's just a day trip. I got a lot to do, but I will be live streaming over the weekend. I'll probably live stream in the morning from my hotel room. So make sure you guys look out for that. All right. The third hour has begun. It is Friday. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 47 years on the radio. We've been talking about this historic Trump rally in the Bronx last night. Back to the phones we shall go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Shelley. I'm calling from Wisconsin.
Hey, what's up?
Well, I just have to say, after hearing the women's call before on the crowd in the Bronx, I would just like to say I just absolutely condone these crowds. They sound amazing. And I haven't really been out of Wisconsin that much, but I would love to visit the Bronx now. It just sounds like such a caring group of people. And
oh, yeah, good people.
Amazing. Yeah, truly amazing that they put their arms down so she could catch this pen. It's just, that's people.
Well, when you go to a Trump rally, there's a family feeling. Like, you're safe. Everybody bonds. It's a connected event, and that's what Democrats hate. Democrats, they stay in power in many ways, but their biggest technique is division. They try to divide people. And I got a caller earlier in the first hour. He was talking about this. I don't follow golf. I'm more worried about saving America. I got to follow Trump. I don't have time to follow the Masters anymore. But this white golfer got busted, right? And he said that they treated him worse than Tiger at his stop. They treated Tiger worse than him. The media are reporting that Tiger was treated worse than this white guy. They're trying to create racial division. Tiger was stoned. He was on prescription meds or something and crashed his car. Of course they treated him differently. But the media, that story, see what the media are doing with that story? They're trying to cause racial division, and people in this country have moved beyond that. This rally last night wasn't just a celebration of America and President Trump. It was a celebration of diversity. Black, white, Hispanic, and every other ethnicity get along very well. Democrats keep trying to put us at each other's throats.
Yeah, I know. And this is what makes me so proud to be an American. Everybody getting together, having a great time, getting along. And I bet that there isn't a single person in any of these crowds that doesn't stand for the American flag when it walks by.
Absolutely, and takes their hat off when the anthem plays. Yeah, and a thing about it is, a lot of these, I've heard on the phones today from maybe half a dozen people who were at the rally in the Bronx, and every single one of them but one all but not every single one of them, every single one of them but one, it was their first Trump rally. And, and most of these people that were at that rally last night, it was their first rally, and they don't probably watch Right Side all that much and haven't even seen a Trump rally in its entirety. It was a first-time experience for so many people, and millions of people viewed that. There were over 120,000 watching on Right Side Broadcasting.
Wow.
It was carried by all the cable news, carried it too.
That shows so much class. I mean, just to put your hands down and let somebody, it's so much class and so much heart, that I haven't seen in a long time, for these people to put their hands down and let the gal catch the pen.
Oh, I mean, I've seen baseball games where grown men have pushed little boys and girls out of the way to get the ball.
Yeah, exactly. That's just so, I mean, this is just amazing. It's just awesome. His following just seems to be, like the ultimate. So polite, like you don't see this. You haven't seen this in years. Gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies. I mean, true gentlemen and ladies.
That's right.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I would love to visit the Bronx now.
Yeah, and a MAGA hat. I would feel safe in the Bronx in a MAGA hat today. I would. All right, thank you for your call, Wisconsin. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Ricky from North Carolina.
Hey, Ricky, what's up?
Hey, man. I wasn't sure if you happened to see the General Flynn movie that came out.
No.
Last month. I just watched it this morning when I was at work, when I was driving. I drive for a living. But anyways, I didn't realize how they treated him very similar to how they treated President Trump. I bought the movie today. It's a documentary movie.
I'll check it out. The thing about Flynn, what did Flynn do that ticked off Obama? He criticized. What did he I can't remember now. What did he do that turned Obama against him? Is it in the documentary? I forget off the top of my head.
I didn't really catch all of it, like that part. I think what he did was he kind of just stood up for what he thought was wrong.
No, there was a specific thing that he criticized, but when President Trump was president-elect and he visited Obama in the White House, Obama told President Trump, "You hire whoever you want to hire, but don't hire General Flynn." He told him that. Yeah. Okay, that's in the movie. So General Flynn is at the top of their S list.
Yeah. I was like, wow. I feel like that's President Trump. The only difference is General Flynn he didn't really have the kind of money that Donald Trump. I don't want to spoil the movie for people that want to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was really.
I'll check it out. If anybody, thank you for the call. I'll check it out. If anybody can remember specifically what General Flynn said, what he did that ticked off Obama. Now, when I was watching yesterday online to the afternoon events before the speech in the Bronx, George Santos was there, and they love George Santos in the Bronx. He should run for Congress again in the Bronx. People were taking selfies with him and everything. He was a big celebrity out there. And he was interviewing people. I'm not sure who he was doing it for. Oh, I just looked, the Gateway Pundit. Oh, I love the Gateway Pundit. George Santos was interviewing people for the Gateway Pundit, because I'm going to play a clip here, and I see him. He's holding a microphone that says Gateway Pundit on it. So this is George Santos, and he's interviewing a black man at the Bronx rally that President Trump had last night.
I think it's time for a change. We see that our community...
See, here it is with the sirens again. I bet you people in New York don't even hear it anymore. There's always a siren. Almost every time you see a live anything in New York City, there's always sirens in the background. I mean, what is it, a war zone?
I think it's time for a change. We see that our communities are crumbling apart. Things are getting worse. We have an open border, which is a slap in the face to every American who pays taxes, that they're incentivizing illegal immigration, providing socialism for migrants. And it's time that we show them that we're not just a monopoly. You just can't just assume we're going to vote one way. You actually have to compete for our vote, and this is what President Trump is doing.
Let me ask you a question. As a candidate for office, but as a...
Now, keep in mind, this is George Santos doing the interview here.
Black man in America today, you're in the Bronx, right? This is the belly of the beast. So we've been hearing AOC saying all this vitriol, Richie Torres, assembly member here locally from the 84th Assembly District, all this vitriol going on. What does that make you feel? Tell me what's your message and what's your expectation going into this rally?
Well, first of all, it shows me that Richie Torres and AOC, they don't believe in democracy. If they're trying to intimidate or say that someone shouldn't come here to spread their message, that's what a democracy is. You should be questioning why your candidate isn't getting out of his basement and coming here and speaking.
Okay, you know, I'm glad this clip here, the reason I played it is he talked about the Democrat monopoly. The Democrats have, for a long time, believed they have a monopoly on the minority vote. And, you know, when they were taking down monuments a few years ago, the statues and monuments, I was talking about that at the time, and you shouldn't take anything down. You shouldn't take anything down. You know, there was because it's history, there was here in Palm Beach, there's a historical cemetery where veterans are buried from the Civil War all the way up till today, over by the Norton, right behind the Norton Art Museum in Palm Beach. I forget the name of the cemetery. I made a YouTube video about this once, a couple Memorial Days ago, and maybe I'll put it back up for you guys to see. But there was a statue that had been there since the 20s or 30s that the daughters of the Confederate veterans put up. And during all the Black Lives Matter stuff, they took it down. And I did a YouTube video of this, and I showed the Confederate graves, because there's a lot of Confederate soldiers buried there. And I came across something I had never seen in my life. It's in the YouTube video. I'll put it, Monday's Memorial Day, I'll highlight it on my social so you guys can see it. There is a massive headstone for a guy who was a big leader in the Palm Beach Ku Klux Klan back in the 20s and 30s, and on his headstone it has the Ku Klux Klan logo on it. It's nuts. I've never seen anything like it. The reason that the Democrats were taking down all these things is not because they were racist. They were taking down statues of Democrats. This Klansman at the cemetery there in Palm Beach by the Norton Museum, okay? He was a Democrat. The daughters of the Confederate Democrats. All these Confederate generals, Democrats. And the Democrats, they realized they were losing black voters. And a lot of times, you know, they give you fake history in school in this country about the Democrats. They don't tell you all this stuff about the Democrats that we all know. And what would happen is people go up to these statues or a memorial, and then they get out, and what do? What we all do. They take out their phone, they read up about the person, and find out, this Confederate general was a Democrat? What? This Klansman was a Democrat? They were taking down images of Democrats to try to wipe out their own history, to try to save blacks. And what's happened is minorities have woken up. You know, I often tell you guys, anything that the left tells you America should apologize for was brought to you by Democrats. Segregation, Jim Crow, lynching, Tuskegee experiments, slavery. There's other things, but those are the big ones. All brought to you by Democrats, not Republicans, Democrats. Every black man lynched in America was a Republican, and every man that did the lynching was a Democrat. Think about that. Every black man in America who was lynched was a Republican, and every white man that lynched a black man was a Democrat. That is true. And black people have realized this now, mainly because of the internet. And the Democrats can't brainwash people in the school system like they used to do. And the Democrats are done. And that's why that rally last night is so historic. That is the beginning of the end of the monopoly that the Democrats have on the minority vote. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our first break of the third hour and be back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Brian Craig here. I've suffered with massive pain in my knee for years, but not anymore. It's all gone, thanks to Dr. Appleton and his laser away pain system. I'm in studio right now with Dr. Appleton. Dr. Appleton, how'd you do it?
Well, I treated my knee pain with laser. Treatment is simple and no side effects. I have robotic lasers that have a wonderful effect on joint pain. These are all FDA approved.
Now, you don't just help with knees. Tell the listeners what other areas you can help them with.
Any joint I can do. Shoulder pain, hip pain, sciatica, stenosis, arthritis, tendonitis, bursitis, from the foot all the way up to the neck.
Dr. Appleton is a chiropractic physician, and with the laser away pain system, there's no injections, no surgery, and no drugs. He's open 6 days a week, and same-day appointments are available. Call right now for your free consultation. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And make sure to tell Dr. Appleton you heard about him on the radio.
La Bamba Restaurant, a family-owned
Authentic Mexican restaurant for 33 years. Come on in for a delicious taco salad, steak quesadilla, or a cold margarita. La Bamba is located at 730 West Highway 1 in North Palm Beach. Check out labamba123.com. On the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Coffee. This is very important. Anybody that has any kind of acid reflux, if you try the low acidic coffee of my coffee,
Hey, how's it going?
Absolutely the best. I wasn't able to drink coffee for years, and I tried. And now I can drink.
I mean, I got like no sleep last night.
Problem whatsoever. It's absolutely delicious. The flavor is like a tastier flavor.
But I'm over-caffeinated, so...
I'm telling you, I don't get stomach aches. I don't get anything. I'm so happy with it. And I think that you ought to mention it. I think it's important, especially for older people.
Mike Lindell says that his coffee, the My Coffee, which is 50% off with our promo code Kane and check out Kane at MyPillow.com, is the best tasting coffee you've ever had.
Absolutely true. I have tried over the years other coffees, and nothing comes near his. And that really is the truth.
50% off with our promo code Kane and check out Kane at MyPillow.com.
Do you have questions about retirement? Hi, it's Kathy Green, co-host of the Jupiter Joe Money Show. Tune in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday at 6 p.m. and Saturday mornings at 7:30 a.m. to the Jupiter Joe Money Show, where we answer all kinds of questions about retirement right here on your True Oldies channel.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at True Oldies FLA.
All right, call us on hold. Stand by. The phone's very busy today. We're talking about the Trump rally. You know, I was listening to the promo for Jupiter Joe's Money Show that is on tomorrow morning. Great show. I've been a guest on that show. I've listened to many, many episodes of it. It's very informative. But you want to call Joe Thomas. You want to take advantage of this free phone consultation that he's offering, no matter where you're located. And I was talking yesterday. This guy is a top man when it comes to retirement planning experience. He has over 30 years of experience, and there's not a situation that he hasn't seen. You want to talk to him about annuities, okay? He'll tell you how you won't be risking your money like you do in the stock market and how you can have a revenue stream coming from the annuity in your retirement. Here's his number, 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And online, jupiterjoe.com. All right, every line on our board is lit, so I'm going to stop yakking and just go to you guys. I'm going to try to take these in the order in which they were received. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right. Oh, you just in time. I was moving towards the button to move on to the next one. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Steve from Upper
our New York State.
Hey, how you doing?
Also, the rally last night had no evil intentions or any evil in it. Everyone that was involved in that rally loved life, and they want back what they had at one time. The Democrats are on their way out, as you said. And let me tell you one other thing. I love that young man that called our President Trump Daddy Trump.
Oh, yes.
And we need more daddies. We need more men in this country to start controlling the families and everything else. Make life what it should be. But I will say there was no evil and no evil intentions at that rally. Beautiful it was.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to play this. This is a guy, he was at the rally in the Bronx. He's black. He's got dreads. The only thing, he's wearing shorts, no shirt on, but that's okay. Nothing inappropriate because he's covered in gold chains and medallions, so it covers up everything on his chest. And he was interviewed at the rally. This is what you were referencing.
I'm voting for Daddy.
For Daddy?
Not Biden. Joe Biden, stop taking showers with children. Stop smelling little girls' hair. Here with your daughter, Ashley Biden. Don't do that. That's wrong. You got to be a good man like Daddy is. Big Daddy Trump. President Big Daddy Trump. I'm the only one with this. Nobody has this. I had this since 2016. And I love him. And I will vote all out for Daddy.
Okay.
That's right, Daddy Trump. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I'm comfortable with that. Trump is my daddy. Yeah.
Right, and you keep up the good job, Brian and Steve.
Well, thank you so much. All right, appreciate it. From upstate New York. All right. I can't. Every call's almost been from New York. Man, we need to get some sponsors. I'll do an appearance in New York. Let's go. Let's see here. Okay, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Yeah. You know, back when Pelosi was Speaker of the House, she removed 4 portraits of former speakers that were involved in the Confederacy.
Yes.
Guess which party all 4 were with?
Oh, yeah, the Democrat Party. Absolutely.
Exactly. I did exactly what you said. I Googled each one of them. Every one of them was a Democrat.
Yeah. In fact, I don't, almost every single school they've renamed or every statue they take down, they're always Democrats because the Confederates were Democrats and they went around the South putting up memorials to their heroes, the slave owners.
Exactly. You know, one other thing about the trial, I have this wild idea that it's going to be a mistrial and they're going to blame the jurors.
Well, right now, before last night, they were debating whether they're going to give the okay for the judge to give a mistrial, okay, because they're afraid of an acquittal. Now, last night, they're like in a, you know what it's like? It's kind of like, what's that game show that Howie Mandel did with the businessman millionaire, and he would make you an offer, and you'd have to figure out what is that show called? Deal or No Deal. Deal or No Deal. And what happens is when the banker gives you an offer, you have to look at the money on the board and try to calculate the odds. Is that offer better? Is it worse? And you decide what to do. That right now, over this Memorial Day weekend, these lawfare people, the people that have been paying off this judge's daughter and everything, are weighing the odds. What the possibilities are: acquittal, guilty, hung jury. What's most likely? And guilty is the least likely of the three. And if they get a hung jury, chances are it's going to be majority acquit with 1 or 2 holdouts on guilty. So they're deciding whether or not they should tell the judge to go mistrial, which he could do on a dime. Now, do you think the judge watched that rally last night in the Bronx?
I do, and
Of course he did.
Jurors
Oh,
are going to hear about it as well.
that's right.
And that's why I think they think it's going to be best to blame the jurors and get at.
But when you say blame the jurors, what do you mean? Like somebody did? They got alternates. I mean, how many jurors would they have to find a problem with to declare a mistrial blaming them? What would they blame the jury for?
For watching the news and
watching the news,
informed about it, outside of the trial.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't. You know, it's that was unbelievable. I wasn't able to watch the rally. I got to sit in a hospital waiting room, but
who was it? Who was in the hospital?
A family member.
They okay? Oh, good. Okay, good.
You have to spend your obligatory 4 hours whenever you go to.
They have to rack up the bill. The better your insurance, the longer you're there.
4 hours.
They got to do the CAT scan. Come on, that's like $5,000. Did they do a CAT scan?
They did.
They did a CAT scan. How did I know? Oh yes, they did the CAT scan. All right, take care, man. See, didn't I tell you? I know. But they didn't need the CAT scan. Yeah, but it's a lot of money. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Hey, Brian.
Hi, Brian. How are you today? I think we just saw maybe the biggest massive inflection point in political history, maybe. Mm-hmm. The narrative that was destroyed just by the optics of seeing all the people in the crowd having a great time. It looks like the light bulbs are going off in their heads. They saw this guy is for real. He gave them an incredible message, and they loved it. And those optics went out across the whole, not just the whole country, the whole world.
Uh-huh.
And the interviews with the people were tremendous. I remember one guy, he said something, the Democrats, before the rally even started, he said, these guys have been lying to us for 60 years, these Democrats. But the inflection point and the destruction of the narrative that MAGA is just a bunch of racist people who want to take over everything and they're a bunch of kooks, that's gone.
You know, there's throughout history, there's turning points. Okay, there's turning points. You know, and last night's rally. You know, I used to say that if I were writing a history of the civil rights movement, it would have ended with Obama's second inauguration. I got to scratch that because this was part of the civil rights movement. It was an inflection point. Like the slaves were freed. Rosa Parks, you know, all this stuff. The Montgomery bus boycott. What happened in the Bronx, and this is so important, guys. This is so important that minority, a couple groups of people, minorities nationwide are afraid to be conservative. They think conservatives are the Klan, the white nationalists, and they've been given an okay. They've been given a blessing by regular, not politicians, regular, everyday Black and Hispanic people that it's okay. That you're not a racist. They're not racist. They're for us. And they were such a great example to minorities in the Bronx yesterday. And I don't know. And I don't think that the Democrats have missed what we're talking about today. I think I saw Anderson. There's a clip of Anderson Cooper. The audio's not so good without the visual. That's why I haven't played it on the air. When he's talking to the CNN reporter on the scene, and she's talking about what a success it was. Forget about what she says. Look at Anderson Cooper's face. He looks like he caught his boyfriend in bed with a bodybuilding guy. I mean, he looked really upset. He looked really upset.
The thing is, the people are now free. They were freed by this rally from the Democratic narrative that had them in chains. And this has gone out everywhere, and the Democrats cannot hide it. Right in the Bronx, a guy like President Trump to go there and to present it to the people in person, and now they know it. And now they can't put the genie back in the bottle. People know all the lies they've been told, all the division between ethnic groups and that is all a bunch of crap. And they saw it in person, and I can't imagine how big the rallies will be now. I want to see what the polls are going to do now. That was a brilliant move, but the people, and they were so welcome at the rally. It just shows you how dynamic this country is with people when we work together and united. And now the people realize all these Democrats want to do is divide us because that's the only chief power.
Correct. Yeah, correct. All right, I appreciate the call. Great call. By the way, the calls today have been spectacular, guys. But have you noticed what we haven't gotten today? Where's Renee from Harlem? Where's that big mouth Tom? You know? Where's the liberals? We have not heard from a single Democrat on the phones today. Not a single Democrat. It's not an accident. They're depressed. All right, if you're on hold, hang in there. Coming up on 32 minutes after the hour. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show. Flow Ride is the longest running radio show. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're gonna really love it. It's The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Huh? Oh, okay. Oh, if you're new, make sure you subscribe, guys. You'll love this channel, I promise you. Well, see, a lot of the people at that rally they've never seen a full Trump speech or a Trump rally because they're not right side broadcast watchers. And a lot of the things he talked about was the first time a lot of people in New York heard that stuff from him. A lot of it we've been hearing for a long time, but it's new to them. Ugh. I'll try not to crunch this like I did last time, guys. Bear with me. There's a clip I want to play.
It's something that we did not expect. I don't think anyone in the world expected it. To have such a diverse situation here of a crowd. I think
Liberals can call in. I take the calls screenless. There's no call screening. There's a bunch of people on hold. Hopefully they're liberal. I'll talk to a liberal. right, we'll be back right after this. Tim, I have so many typos. I hate it. Thankfully, Twitter has that edit feature now. All right, here we go.
Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years on the air.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Call us on hold. Stand by. I'm going to go to the phones, and I'm hoping we're going to hear from some of these big-mouth liberals. 22 minutes left in the show. We'll find out. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. How you doing? This is Maria from Florida.
Hey, Maria.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I am glorified today. I am glorified, happy. I seen the rally on TV, and oh my God, Jesus.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was beautiful. His speech, he was on point. He was with the people. He said, I hear the peoples, and I'm with you. We all Americans. We are all Americans. It ain't no group, no name, no color. We are.
See, you know, all this racist stuff they talk about is all stuff created by the left. They create it, they make it happen, and they you know, black against white, white against black, Christian against gay. I mean, that's all they do is divide people. And you know, as an example, George Santos, who's as gay as you know, Liberace, was at that rally last night. Everybody's going up to him to take selfies. You know, nobody cares about that crap anymore. Just a bunch of liberal jerks that use it to keep the country's people divided. Because when we're unified, we're against them.
Exactly. I had time to watch this man in the White House. I'm not even going to call him my president because he's not. And I watched his speeches with the college, and I just felt sick to my stomach. Are you kidding me? Man, you're so divisive, you're so nasty. You're like an old cool just running around making lies and dividing American people with color, with groups, with...
And, you know, yesterday, Biden had a press conference, and he got snippy with the reporters. You know, and, you know, he said one question. What that was about, a lot of people I know have seen that clip. The reason he got snippy with reporters... In Florida, we have the oldest population in the country. So about half the people in Florida have some form of dementia going on, right? Because the people are so old. And when people have dementia, sometimes they get nasty like that because they think it makes them look like they're in charge. And this guy, we know Biden is not running the show, right? We know Biden's not running the show. They boss him around all the time. So when he has an opportunity to show that he's in charge, he jumps on it. So he was at the press conference, and he was nasty to the reporters to show that he's the boss because he's led around on a leash all the time. He's not running anything. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, be honest with you, Brian, I am in this question, and I'm not questioning anyone. I know it's Barack Obama. I'm sorry, but I have to tell it like it is. No, this is Barack Obama, and he running this guy around acting like he's president. and act like he's in control. And he
just yesterday, they had the what is he? The Prime Minister of Kenya, the chieftain of Kenya, whatever he is. The leader of Kenya is in town, and Obama went and visited him at the Blair House. Now I know his dad's from Kenya, and all that stuff. But Obama just recently was meeting with the British Prime Minister at number 10 Downing Street. So Obama has been acting as a president very openly lately, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, I noticed. Trust me, I noticed. Because unlike me, I do not watch the news anymore. I watch your show. I watch Steve Bannon. I watch a lot of podcast shows, but I do not watch the regular news at all.
Mm-hmm.
Time for that. I only look at clips or go back and look at clips and see, like I go on YouTube and look at clips and say, okay, these idiots on CNN, MSNBC, Fox News.
And I want to tell you something. You're a black Republican. That used to be a rare thing. Now it's common.
Yeah. I'm done with them. I've been done with them ever since 1992. When I first voted, I voted for Bill Clinton. Worst mistake of my life. And I think I was about maybe 16 or 17 when I...
How'd you vote at 17? You got to be 18. Did you vote illegally? How'd you vote? You sure you were 16 or 17?
No, it's over 18.
You had to be 18.
Yeah. But anyways, I voted for him, and I think maybe a month or 2 months after he got in office, it was like, oh my God, here we go. And I just said no. Because my parents, they all voted for my ancestors people, my grandma, my granddad, they all voted Democrat. So, when you live in a family like that, you have to vote Democrat.
Yep.
I thought, but I completely turned.
Well, you're free now. You've escaped the Democrat plantation.
Exactly.
How's Reverend O'Neill Dozier doing? He used to be is he still a Democrat?
Oh, it's worse. Oh my God.
Really?
It's worse. It's really worse because now he's calling out the Supreme Court. Oh God.
I went to a service once at Reverend O'Neill Dozier's church in Pompano, and it's the only time I've ever been in a black church. And have you gone to like white churches?
Yeah, I went to the one not too far in my neighborhood. It's another one called the Christian Center Church.
Okay.
White church.
It's a white church?
Beautiful.
Black churches are not like white churches. What goes on inside black churches, I don't even know how to describe it. It's very different. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just a completely different experience.
Because, as me going to a black church, and I have been going to for years, but this is the first time ever.
But your Reverend O'Neill Dozier, who, by the way, used to play in the NFL. We used to have him on the show all the time. He's the best preacher in Broward County. He's got the best suits. I couldn't wear them. But he's got the nicest suits. But he used to be a Republican. He used to be an outspoken black Republican with a black church in the black community. Right in the it's much nicer over there now than it used to be, but it was the hood, and some I don't know what happened, but now he's an anti-Republican, fire-breathing liberal, and I don't know what happened to Reverend O'Neill Dozier because he was always such a what happened.
He said the Charlottesville comment. Because he voted for Donald Trump. He had the whole congregation.
Okay, he voted for Trump, and what did he say about Charlottesville?
He said Charlottesville, when the President of the United States said it's good people on both sides. And
oh, please. But President Trump's, and I'm not talking about the racist white supremacist.
Exactly. And I tried to explain that to him. And he said, and then not only that, he said he saw the Gestapos at the protesters.
Well, let me tell you something. Tell Reverend O'Neill Dozier that I said hello. I would love to have him in studio, but I have so much respect for him for the way he used to be. I could not I would not feel, I couldn't tear him apart. I couldn't do it. Something happened. Somebody got to him. I don't know what happened, but he was as conservative as me or any other Republican you know. And I don't know if he got, did he have a brain injury? I can understand how you go from liberal to conservative, but the other way around, that's weird. Something's up with that. It's more than what you said.
Yeah, it is. It's more just I can't really explain it on the phone because it was multiple.
I know something that I'm not going to share on the air that I think might have happened, but I don't want to say on the air. All right, I appreciate the call, but tell Reverend Dozier I said hello. All right, take care. And you guys, long-time listeners, you remember him on the show? Oh yeah. All right, if you're on hold, hang in there. We'll be right back.
Hard Truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
All right, and it's time for the final Gold and Precious Metals report of the week from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated. William Youngerman joining us. William Youngerman, how are the metals ending the week?
Looks like they're going to be up on the day, possibly, if it holds the gains we've seen so far. But over the last couple of days, we saw a nice, almost $100 pullback on gold, giving us a great buying opportunity, and a couple dollar pullback on silver. So this has been a great opportunity that we've been waiting for, to see some kind of a correction after this big rally that we've had in the metals. How long this will last remains to be seen, but it doesn't look like it's going to last very long. Gold up today. Yesterday we saw gold drop $48.60 after trading in a range of $2,327 up to $2,384, closing out the day at $23.2940. Silver was down 62 cents at $30.06 the ounce. Platinum lost $20 at $1,016, and palladium was down $26 at $9.56. This morning, we've seen gold trading in a range of $23.25 all the way up to $23.45. Right now, we're at about $2,339. That's up $9.80. Silver up 39 cents at $30.45 the ounce. Platinum up $4 at $1,020, and palladium down $11 at $9.45. So the market seems to be trying to hold gold around $23.30 support area and silver around $30 support area. So anywhere near these seems to be a great buying opportunity.
Yeah, and really, you know, when William Youngerman says buying opportunity, I call that a sale. And it's now when it comes to 1 ounce gold, are you still recommending as the best buy, getting the most gold for your money in the 1 ounce coins is the Australian kangaroo?
Yes, we like those very well.
Can you tell people about that coin? Because the Australian kangaroo is a special coin, and there's special reasons to buy it.
Yeah, they're beautiful coins made by the Perth Mint in Australia that are pure gold, 9999 fine, and they're encapsulated individually so that they are protected. And we sell thousands of them. Very popular and excellent way to own pure.
Absolutely. So listen, William Youngerman, you're open regular hours today, but I'm assuming closed on Memorial Day, but regular hours today? That's correct. All right, now William opens up at 10 a.m. You can stop by, and if you can stop by, you really should. You know, all these beautiful coins and bars and old money and everything is on display at William Youngerman's. It is a literal museum, and that is not an exaggeration at all, as anyone knows who's been in the shop. The address is 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto, on the first floor of the Bank of America building. And when you walk into the building, it's William Youngerman's shop is right across from the bank lobby, okay? His number, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. And go to his website, williamyoungerman.com. And at williamyoungerman.com, you can find both the phone number and address. All right, so William Youngerman, we'll talk on Tuesday.
Have a great weekend.
All right, back after this.
Social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, callers, hang in there. I want to play. I have so much audio that I'm not going to play today, but because we don't have time, and I'd rather hear from you guys. But there is something I do want to play. This is Merrick Garland had a press conference yesterday. Boy, oh boy, did we get lucky. This monster didn't get on the Supreme Court. Merrick Garland had a press conference, and a reporter asked him about the use of deadly force authorization that he signed on the raid of Mar-a-Lago. Let me play this for you.
I got most of us got a solicitation email this morning from the former President of the United States saying that the Justice Department had authorization to kill him during the Mar-a-Lago raid. First, can you give us some clarification on that particular point that he's making and whether or not deadly force is authorized in other interventions, including the search of Mr. Biden's?
Okay, now this is a great question, which the volume on Garland is high. You can hear it. The reporter's off mic. He asked him, is it true that you authorized the use of deadly force with the warrant at Mar-a-Lago, and when the FBI went to Biden's residence for those classified docs, did it have the authorization of deadly force on that warrant? Now, Merrick Garland, you'll be able to hear him much better.
In office. And the second question is...
Can I do one at a time? Okay. On that one, that allegation is false, and it is extremely dangerous. The document that is being referred to in the allegation is the Justice Department's standard policy limiting the use of force. As the FBI advises, it is part of a standard operations plan for searches, and in fact, it was even used in the consensual search of President Biden's home.
Okay, everything he said is a lie. Not only is it on that document, and if it's so normal, why'd they redact it all this time? It was just recently unredacted by Judge Cannon in Fort Pierce. But what we found out, I talked about this yesterday, is that the FBI notified the trauma unit at a local hospital a little more than 10 miles away to prepare for casualties. They told the trauma unit, be prepared for casualties. Steve Bannon broke a story that was in addition to that the FBI also had on site at Mar-a-Lago, outside where they were, a triage location for wounded. So Charlie Kirk yesterday, he said it best. He says they were trying to set up Waco 2.0. So everything Garland said's a lie. And he's got a lot of explaining to do when we get a real Attorney General in there in January. All right, back to our phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. I can give you half of what you want. I may have a big mouth, but I am not a liberal. But 50% is better than...
Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Right. This is Never Trump or Steve in Martin County.
Oh.
You gave a good segue on what happened at Mar-a-Lago, because that's what I wanted to call and discuss with you. I don't need a radio show to pay my bills at home. The radio show helps pay your bills, and that's why you throw red meat to your base. And I want to correct what the statements you made on this issue, one after the other, because this show, the ultra-right, and shows like yours, is an indoctrination. The caller before me says she only listens to certain shows. First of all, you've made statements for many months now on this search warrant that was executed. The search warrant is executed by a magistrate, a judge. It is not executed by the DOJ, and it's not executed...
No, this is... Slow down, Steve. Slow down. See what this calling at the end of the show thing. Listen, Steve, hold on a second. What you said may be true in normal situations. This was not a normal search warrant. This was a search warrant for a home of a president of the United States. And Pam Bondi, who is our former attorney general here in Florida and is an attorney for President Trump, she's seen the search warrant. She's part of his team. And she said that this search warrant in particular was signed by the Attorney General, Merrick Garland. Personally signed by him.
Okay, could be a backup to the magistrate, but they first have to...
Whatever.
And it's
why'd they notify the trauma center? I know, you can't hear anything other than your own voice, I know. Why did they notify the local trauma center to prepare for casualties? Is that normal too on search warrants? Oh my gosh, I've never heard of that in my life.
Do you have a copy of the search warrant that was served on Biden? Because it was exactly the same.
Well, I have no doubt to CYA, and you know what CYA is, that's what you're doing in this call, that the search warrant was the same, but did they notify the Delaware Trauma Unit to prepare for casualties? Did they surround the place by boat like they did Trump's?
By the way, here's the other major point. You don't think the FBI selected a day that they knew Trump wasn't going to be there? In fact, the evidence actually is that the FBI...
Yeah, but what if Don Jr. was there, or what if Barron had a school event and was here to see his friends from school, or one of the grandkids was over there?
To cause at least the least amount of embarrassment to Trump.
Oh, please.
And they were here to take me out.
What? So this is amazing. This is amazing. Slow down, Steve. Steve, slow down, okay? Slow down. I just want to clarify. I want to clarify things here about you, okay? So you want the people of this listening audience to you expect them to believe that when the FBI is serving a search warrant, that it is standard operating procedure to do the following. 1, notify the local trauma center to prepare for casualties and set up a triage center for wounded near the site of where they're serving the unit. They do that all the time. That's standard. You're out of your... I have never heard that in my life. And you know what? Dan Bongino agrees with me, and he's a retired federal agent.
If what I just said is true, your base would say, well, why did...
My base.
Why?
My base?
Of course it's... What...
You talk about the listeners? You know, you insult the listeners. You're a listener. Why are you so much more enlightened than the other listeners? You insult me all day, but don't insult the nice people that listen to this program. You're one of them. So when you question the sanity of our listening audience, does that include you, or are you a special person? Are you a special person?
What happened if they Googled what...
If they Googled.
Realize that what you said was false information.
What? I know.
You read or hear it somewhere.
Excuse me. I'll take the word of President Trump and Pam Bondi and Steve Bannon and Don Jr. and Eric Trump over Steve, Never Trumper Steve from Martin County. My goodness. How can you be a Never Trumper in that great county?
Yeah. You're giving the okay for political violence.
No, I'm not. Excuse. Now, see what he's doing here? I'm not giving the okay for anything other than to say goodbye because we're out of time for today. I'm going to tell him what I told a caller the other day. It was Tom. When you're embarrassed on the air, just forget about it. Move on. The audience will forget. I learned that early on. I did some things that were stupid once or twice on the air a long time ago, and I realized when you say something, so don't be embarrassed. People will move on. Listen, if you're on hold, stand by. We'll be back next week. I'm not sure if we'll be live Monday or not yet. I'll figure that out on Sunday. But if you stay on hold when we're back, you'll be first in line, okay? My name's Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Take care, everyone. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump. See you next week.
USFS 104.3.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you over the weekend on YouTube, okay? Make sure you like the video if you're already subbed.